These surveillance videos are from a case prosecuted by Hennepin County. They show parents checking their kids into a center only to leave with them a few minutes later. Sometimes no children would show up. But either way, the center would bill the state for a full day of childcare. This video from that same case shows a man handing out envelopes of what are believed to be kickback payments to parents who are in on the fraud.
Where was the money going?
I don't know exactly where it went.
While Soros judges continue to spit at justice for the Somalian fraud piracy that has escalated across the United States for years,
she acknowledges in her order that fraud was rampant in this case, and it was clearly out of control. She couldn't believe the level to which fraud was allowed to be able to be perpetrated. And then it comes to bear that she lets him off because she felt as though somebody else should have been to blame that wasn't the owner of the company.
And the worthless dinosaur media psyop plays their loaded deck of race cards.
The Somali immigrant population may have been involved in some way. Those people are being scapegoated, and that community is being scapegoated in a way that certainly serves the far right.
Now, listen to where this phone number goes to when you call this child care center.
Thank you for contacting the office of Governor Tim Walz and Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan.
You don't even need to get on a plane to investigate. You can do it from your computer. I tried it out myself, and lo and behold.
Thank you for contacting the office of Governor Tim Walz and Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan.
In Washington State, 539 of about 5,000 licensed care centers are Somali-run, many lacking a physical address and some posting that they are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I called many of them, and it simply went to generic voicemail.
Please leave your message for 425. Please leave your message for 20. Call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
The fraud has found safe harbor in Democratic strongholds across the United States in many forms.
Gateway was billing for services they did not provide and billing for services that Maine Care does not cover. DHHS also confirmed to us how much Maine Care paid Gateway between the years of 2019 and 2024. It's about $4 to $5 million each year, a total of more than $28 million. And this third audit falls right in the middle of that time frame.
The company's founder and CEO, Abdullahi Ali, Somali American, who while at the time serving as executive director for Gateway, last year ran for president, which is essentially governor of Jubaland, a state in Somalia's south of borders Kenya.
Christopher, how long had this been going on? You were at Gateway for quite some time. How long do you think this has been going on, this fraud?
I was there from 2018 to recently 2025. And I hadn't realized about the audit that had been completed in 2018. So before I even got there, they were complicit in some of this stuff.
My name is John Featherstone. I'm a former migrant shelter director in Massachusetts. I helped out in a couple different sites. Everything is free.
How much is given for rides for Uber and Lyft?
The amount of money that we would spend on Ubers and Lyft was well in excess of $100,000 a month.
So these individuals tried to report the fraud that was happening in Ohio and then eventually came to me to say that we're watching providers. So you could sit at home without caring for an elderly parent who really doesn't need it, make about $75,000 to $90,000 a year. Now you add two parents, that's $180,000. Now you add your in-laws, $250,000. You continue to add this and you wonder, what are the services being provided? So a lot of providers came and said, fraud is occurring because we said we weren't going to rubber stamp this paperwork, so they went to other providers. Their home healthcare network saying, we'll make it worth your while. Well, sounds like a kickback to me.
What if the whole reason Tim Walz was chosen because he had access to all these billions of dollars in fraud and the Kamala Harris campaign knew it?
If you have specific evidence or concerns about fraud in programs like Medicaid, welfare, SNAP, housing, or federal aid, you can report anonymously to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office of the Inspector General at the internet address on your screen, or you can call 1-800-HHS-TIPS, 1-800-447-8477. John Bound reporting for InfoWars.
Here we are. Welcome to the show. Let me get these screens right here because they're not right yet. So let me get us all in here. Just a second. Stand by. All right, yeah. Hey, we're here. Welcome to the show. It is what the hell is it? January 2nd, 2026, and we're here tonight. What a day. Like always, we're just, getting this thing going. So we're in the middle of adding and removing things here. So just let me get John in here with me. All right, here we are. Okay, so introduce yourself. Who are you? Or first of all, we know about the Somalia stuff. We know that all the frauds going on. Nick Shirley out there, pounding the pavement, death threats, all these different things that's going on. And for the regular everyday person, they do not even realize that this is going on. You go and knock on somebody's door, and they're like, "No, no, no, no daycare here," doing that, and then next thing you know, you're getting death threats. Your family's being, they're telling them that we're going to kill you and your whole family. I mean, that's what happens when you mess with the Democratic Party and you start messing with their billions of dollars. So that's what we got. So John's with me tonight, good friend of mine. John, introduce yourself.
John Roberts. Good to be here, man.
Patriot.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
baby.
it's good.
Absolutely.
Yep. He's got his Trump Biden shirt on. I mean, I remember when they did that to him because he's so dumb he didn't even know he's putting on a Trump hat. Or maybe he did it knowing that he was putting a Trump hat on
You never
because
know
the
how
way
deep
they
this
did him,
goes.
huh?
How deep this goes? I
Dude,
didn't
this
even
shit goes so deep.
think about it. How when they turned that page, I was like, oh my God.
You have no idea how deep it is. And this is what we've been saying for years. We really have been doing this for years and going, what in the fuck is going on here? How in the hell is there so much corruption? Nobody's going to jail.
That's what I voted
no
for.
indictments. I mean, it's been let's see, in about 4 days, or no, I guess about 14, 16 days it'll be, or no, I guess 18 days. 18 days it'll be 12 months. And there's been zero arrests. Zero.
And that's what I voted for. I mean, it's great to hear all the names
Yeah.
and all the action
Yeah,
being
but we ain't seen
bought
shit.
out, but Bonnie needs to get on it or get out. Same with
She's-
Cash.
I'm
He's
pretty
turning
sure.
to be-
I'm pretty sure there's a whole chain of events going to happen, and we're going to get into some of that tonight. I don't, at this point where I'm at, and I'm with the rest of all the America First people. I'm like, shit or get off the pot. If you're not going to do something, get somebody in there that will. Is Trump better than the alternative? Yeah, for sure, definitely better than the alternative. But he ain't done shit. I mean, he has done some great things for Israel and great things for Muhammad and great things for all these other countries. Getting them out of their wars and and all that stuff. That's great. But what has he done for the American people really, except for the border?
Oh yeah.
I'll
but-
wait.
And yeah,
I'll,
I said I voted for the arrest. I voted for the corruption come to an end, and
Yeah.
it's great. I mean, you're exposing it, but
we are
already
getting
knew.
exposed. There, all the stuff
We
is
already
getting
knew.
exposed. I'll give
It's
them
just
that.
like start
Yeah.
dropping the hammer, man. Everybody wants to see this. We're waiting. Come on, come on,
it'd
Bam,
be-
you got
It
this.
would be nice if we could get.
Yeah, no, it's same with Cash. Cash is starting to turn out to be a lame duck too.
Well, and we remember this because he was running around on Bannon and going on all these platforms.
His own show.
Benny Johnson. He had his own show too.
Yes.
I thought his show was the one that he was just doing for Bannon, but maybe he had his own platform. Oh, Bongino.
same
You're
with
talking about
Dick-
Bongino.
yeah,
I'm talking
Bongino. I'm
about
sorry.
Cash
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about Cash. Cash took over for Steve Bannon for some of the times that while he was in prison for 4 months for that bullshit. And, and he was talking all that big bullshit. And then as soon as he got in there, I think they came to him and they were like, this is the deal. You're going to do this or you're going to be
family
like
gone?
the rest of the motherfuckers that thought they were going to do something around here.
Oh yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And
I
that's
mean,
exactly
the
what
way
happened.
they did that interview,
Yeah.
both of them together.
Scared.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
They
now
said-
Bongino's going around talking about how he's going after Alex and all these people that's been talking shit about him, and he's coming after him and all that stuff. You don't want to do that, buddy. You do not want to go after anybody for your bullshit just because you stepped on your dick. You want to probably just
Yeah, and
take a
that's-
Fox News host post and just be happy that you're even.
Well, he's
you know.
what I think he's going to try to do is get his show back, running. But the way he dealt with this,
I don't think so. I
he
don't
lost
think.
a lot.
Oh yeah,
If not all. I mean, everybody's skeptical now. I mean, just by what he had said.
I got my start right there. Bongino was one of the first, one of the first little places that I was getting my information from, because it was Rush Limbaugh and it was Bongino, and don't hate me for it, but I even listened to Shapiro there for a short amount of time because I didn't know. And then Bannon came along, and I started watching Bannon. Then as Alex Jones was always there, and I had seen him before, but my idea of who Alex Jones was like, man, that dude sounds like a shoe salesman or something, or a bad car.
He's got some crazy takes, but the craziest thing,
always right,
always right,
always right. And
I mean,
I spent a lot of time listening to Rogan before Rogan was awake, and then as it kind of went along, I was like, something that Alex said to me, or said to his his audience, was, if you can't go to the Capitol or the White House, or go out in front of Pfizer or whatever it is, if you can't do that, and you want to do something, start a little show, do something, just get involved, if you can't afford to pay anybody, give these people that are out here, fighting the fight to help them to further their purpose. If you can't do that, at least start a show. And so I did. I started a show in 2021, and I was shocked because I had no idea about vaccines, all the stuff. I heard rumors of like that vaccines were, injuring kids. And I had a autistic boy, and kind of figured that was what it was from, but I wasn't fully aware. I wasn't fully there yet. I didn't really get hit in the head with a 2x4 quite yet. But when COVID hit and that all things happened, that was it. And that was really it. And it freaked me out. I mean, it really freaked me out. I mean, everybody in my family was so freaked out because they're all older. They're all thinking they're all going to die. And Dad almost did die. And they're like, don't come around unless you get vaccinated and all this stuff. I mean, you remember how it was. That's the way it was, you know what I mean? And had I been just a little bit faster on the paying attention, maybe things would have been a little bit different, because I got injured. My wife got injured. We didn't get our kids vaccinated. All of the family, I probably shouldn't say this on air, but I will. All the family on my wife's side, all my family's dead. But I mean, my brother did die from vaccine or COVID or something a few years ago, but we weren't close. We hadn't been close since I got clean, and he didn't. He was still, using drugs or whatever. And but they all have ailments, heart, cancer, all these different things.
Exacerbated.
People are still dying.
I believe my appendix.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was because of that.
Oh yeah,
because there's been more cases of that type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's been crazy. I was thinking about that. 5 years ago, the world stopped. And I remember watching the news because I watch outside American news where it might still be some. It's not covered. It's not candy coated.
Right.
And I remember going to work. Oh, it's coming. I remember telling the wife, it's coming. And everybody thinking I was a nut job. And then boom, the world locked down.
Hey, every fucking thing. Yeah. And this is the thing about, you say what you want about Alex Jones. You could talk shit about him all day long. And if you just sit back and just watch the cycle, the 48, 72 hour cycle of the news, everybody that runs their mouth about Alex Jones is always wrong about everything. So, so I'm like going, hey, listen, this is what's going on. Don't get any vaccines. Don't get any boosters. Don't do this. Don't do that. Blah, 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 blah. And, very few
Both
listen.
my kids didn't.
Very few listen.
I did it. I did it. Like you said, I did. See, mine was silly. You could be at work and not wear a mask. So I was like, all right. So
Yeah.
I got double jabbed.
Yeah.
And then, and I was like, okay, then I think it was 3 months after that. Oh, you're going to have to do this every 6 months. I was like, oh, dude, you got me.
Yeah.
You got me.
Yeah.
You bastards.
Yeah.
You know what I
Don't
mean?
do
And
those-
after
don't do that
that,
shit,
it was
yeah.
just,
Yeah.
it's all bad.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into a whole bunch of stuff tonight. We're gonna shift gears a little bit because I'm gonna start going down the wrong road. We need to get back on because that shit is rough, man. That is the toughest part of what we do here is to see the people that you love dying or fighting death behind the government, and that's true. I mean, you can put whatever spin you want on it. That's why I'm here. That's why I got involved. That's why I started the show. I started being outspoken about all this stuff because there just isn't enough people telling the truth. And you had people like Ben Shapiro and
He wants what's best, but not for our country.
yeah, I know. Well, he was talking about, he was getting paid because that all the influencers were getting paid to push the COVID vaccines and big money. They were getting big money. And so I was like, okay, so this is where we're at. So I understand now. And I told my wife, and she was like, something's wrong. You've finally went off the deep end. And I'm like, okay. And so I didn't say another word. And as long as so she didn't get more vaccines. And I was like, no, we're not getting our kids vaccinated. We're not we're not doing that shit. And so anyway, so it took her about 2 years to fully understand that what I was telling her was not a line of shit. I mean, because
What happened with me was I did the same thing. I shut up, and time took its course.
Yeah.
And more came out about it. It's just absolutely blows me away. I mean, my mom's dying. I believe it's probably Parkinson's and dementia because she had multiple boosters. Dad's dying of cancer.
Yep.
I bet that. I mean, it's
so
just
sad, dude.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
so fucking sad. Hate us. So
do.
we'll pray for those people for sure. But they do. They hate us. Pull that screen just a little bit so I can see it. I can't quite see it. Fucking play out. So we're gonna get into some stuff tonight. Sorry, we went off the rabbit trail. But listen, the truth is, man, it doesn't matter what we talk about, as long as we're letting everybody know the truth about what we know, the experiences that we've had. And a lot of people are new, to this show. Some people are like, "Hey, what the fuck are you talking about?" And some people are like, "Thank you for just reminding me about what our government has done to us." And
5 years, man, they locked this place down. They locked not just this place down; they locked the world down.
Isn't that
I can't
crazy?
believe it's crazy, dude. I mean,
And
if you would have told me,
and right now they're talking about it.
I know.
They're talking about a virus coming to the town near you.
Yeah.
Do not bite into that shit. Tell them to go fuck themselves. I'm supposed to do better at not cussing, but you know what? Listen, fuck them. Okay, that's where I'm at. It's like, no, absolutely not. We're not going down that. We're not doing that. We're not getting involved in that. We're not. We're just not doing that because what they've done, they've proven to us that they are not trustworthy. Can't trust them. And they do not give a fuck about the American people at all. All that they care about is the bottom line, whether it's globalism, money, which goes together, or their election, and that's both sides.
oh yeah,
Republicans,
They're the
Democrats,
same-
all
different sides of the same coin.
they're all
Yeah.
the same. And as far as I'm concerned, and it's taken me about 5 years to really grasp And I'm not a black pillar. Okay. I believe that there's hope. I believe that Trump is better than the alternative. So I'm not completely gone yet. But what I'm saying is, when I hear these people, the commentators, the different people talking about the things that they're talking about right now, I mean, respected patriots, Green Berets, Navy SEALs, people that,
shit,
and they're saying, hey, we voted for action and we haven't seen any, something needs to happen.
Like you said, 18 days, man, and it's been a year.
Man. And listen, General Flynn came out a couple days ago. We're going to play a little clip from him here in a few minutes. And he came out talking about how the inside the White House, talking about, we're going to get shit for this one, I know. Susie Wiles, I'm just going to say it, and the Democrats inside the White House, or in that, I don't know. I mean, I couldn't tell you which room is what and who's where, but the people inside the cabinet are making lists right now to arrest people that are outspoken about whatever the fuck they don't like. And that's fucking crazy. So that means people like Alex Jones, Steve Bannon, General Flynn, and all the other ones, they're all on the list. And they've been on the list for years, but now they're talking about implementing this list and not waiting until they get back in office. And that in itself is scary, because you got Todd Blanche in there. Todd Blanche is supposed to be Trump's lawyer that hasn't really done anything for Trump, because the case that he got dismissed was a case that couldn't have been convicted anyway, because it was complete bullshit. And Trump has this loyalty to people like that, and the dude is literally keeping Ed Martin from doing the work that needs to be done, so that we can get all these things happening, like indictments and arrests and handcuffs, and all these people off the streets, and all this stuff happening, and tribunals and all this stuff, because Ed Martin is just below Blanche, who's just below Blondie. Okay, so Pam Bondi is the AG, and the assistant is Blanche, and the assistant is Ed Martin. And Ed Martin is the one, he's the big guns. He was put in there for that.
Well, and
they've cut his feet out.
Well, they're bringing up all these things from the past. All right, they do the little spin on network news, and then nothing comes about.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's just, everybody's tired of it. It's time. It's time to start lopping heads. You know what I mean? There gotta be some accountability. It's just getting to a point where it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into it. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
We're about 25 minutes in. We haven't gotten anywhere. We're like stuck in the mud. We're going to get out of here, but thank you, John, for being here. And
absolutely.
I want to thank everybody for being here, because listen, tonight is going to be the night that we're going to expose and really express what's going on inside of all the corruption that's happening. And, I want to say this in this monologue, and I heard this last night, and I was like, I couldn't have said that better. You have, I'm just going to go, it's going to take a few minutes, but we're going to do this. You have Candace Owens, and she's digging up all this stuff. She's got the tip line, and she's getting millions of tips every day on the Charlie Kirk thing and all this stuff. And then you have, and she's putting all this stuff out for everybody to look at. And I couldn't have said it better than Jesse said it. Jesse on Fire said this last night, or I don't know when he did it. Probably did it sometime yesterday. That instead of us going after, like Alex is going after her hot and heavy about how she's this and she's blah, 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 blah. And I love Alex, but I think that we need to take a step back and look at what we're really doing. We all want the same thing. We want to find out who killed Charlie Kirk. We want to find out who the people are that are connected to who killed Charlie Kirk, that tried to kill Trump, that, all the things all go together. We know this is the truth. It does. And instead of us going, that's bullshit, you can't put that out. And I listened to Candace for months. I mean, I didn't watch her when she was doing that French one because
Oh
I
yeah,
wasn't that
was
interested in Brigitte. I wasn't really interested in that. But the whole Charlie Kirk thing, she never really, as far as I could tell, I never heard her say, "This is it." She only said, and this is their complaint. Everybody's the people out there in internet land. Their complaint is she never finishes up. She never finds. She never gets to it like
she
it's
does.
this.
Yeah,
But she puts it out there for us to look at it. And this is what Jesse was saying. All that she's doing is putting the stuff. She's got the biggest platform to put it out there, and it's our job to go dig into it to find out what's real and what's not. And so Mitch Snow is bullshit. Okay, let's not look at that. Let's look at this other stuff. Let's look at the 30-06. Let's look at the, can a shot be taken from that? Let's look at all these other angles instead of us going, you're a fucking a bitch or whatever. Whatever's being said about Candace or about whoever. And and I thought that was perfect. And I seen it, and then I got peeled off to go do something, and I went back to it and I couldn't find it because I was going to put it. I was going to put it in in the monologue today. I couldn't find it, and I mean the internet is crazy because there's
so much information going on.
Millions of clips that fly through in 5 minutes. So anyway, so I did my best to kind of say that, hey, instead of us getting after everybody's throat, why don't we step back a little bit, see what it is that where our strong points are, and help the strong points, because really we're open source investigative reporters here. I mean, we all have. I must have sent Ryan Matta thousands of clips. You mean when they were right when this whole thing was going, because every time I seen a new clip, I'd send it to him, because I think it's important that somebody that has the time. I don't have all that time. I don't have the bunch of people in here. It's just me and John tonight. But to go through all the clips and slow them down, speed them up, do all that. But if there's somebody that can, let's let them use that. Let's let them do
We're
that.
all
Like,
trying to find out
the truth. We just want the truth.
man.
I want to know if it was one shooter, two shooter, three shooter. I still have a sneaky suspicion there was 3 shooters at Butler. I know for sure there was 2. But I mean, the trajectory of those. I mean, if we did that for a month and a half every week, we covered that. Like 3. I was doing shows every day and doing 15, 20 minutes on it every day. So I mean, we did a ton of that because it was important. And that's a weird thing. Trump never really when he got into office, he didn't go, we're going to find out who did that. He never did that. It kind of freaks me out. And then I watched this other one last night where, hey, maybe there's a possibility that what we have here is Charlie's not dead. And it wasn't like Charlie's not dead. It was like, well, if we have all these theories going around, the mic, this, that, maybe Charlie knew that he had this cord in there so that all these different things could happen. So the twist would be the way it was, and the shirt would do this and do that, and there was no blood going to this SUV and all these different things. And I'm just sitting here going, Christ, what now? Right? And that's the thing that's the thing.
Well,
It's
just
a lot going
the
on.
story of the shooter. Like I said, we talked about it before the show.
Yeah.
How they had the communications, and then it was all this big deal, and now you don't hear shit. Nothing, dude. Dude, he blasted Charlie Kirk, and there's nothing.
They put 3,000 gag orders on everybody that was at UVU. The court said anybody that was at UVU, you have a gag order. You're not allowed to talk about anything that you know about the shooting of Charlie Kirk. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah, they did that.
That's
they did that
crazy,
at the
dude.
first court
That's
hearing.
like- That's crazy. That's some Soviet Union type shit, dude.
Woo! Yeah, let's go.
You know what I mean?
All right, so we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna get into this now. Listen, now we're gonna get into this. I've said my thing. I've got it out of the way. We're gonna see if we can't get back on track here a little bit. But Andy was talking about Fusella was talking about in a couple different clips where he was talking about, hey, Trump, what the fuck, right? And then we're all doing that now. It's been so long. It's been a year.
Yeah.
We're all like, hey,
Yeah, no,
what in the hell? Are you getting old? Are you senile? You don't remember what you did
You're
yesterday?
getting
Or
dosed.
what's up? Are
I
you?
mean, you're getting some kind of medication where you're
Yeah.
not sharp. I mean, dude, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. Man, it's 100% better,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
something's missing. No?
Yeah. So let's get into this.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Yep.
I'm going to say this right now, and I mean this. Okay. Donald Trump, you've lost touch with your fucking base. You've lost touch with reality of what people actually want to see. And the people around you are either not telling you the truth or you're fucking in on it. And if you're not in on it, I would appreciate for you and I to have a discussion so I could inform you about what these people really want. Okay. So this can go on Twitter and, you know, you can have your people call me and I will get my fucking happy ass on an airplane and I'll sit down and enjoy a motherfucking Big Mac with you. And we will fucking get real clear about what people actually want because the motherfuckers around you are either full of shit or you're in on it.
Yeah.
And that's where people believe right now. Okay. And here's the thing.
A lot of people believe that.
Yes. And here's the thing. Okay. I said on last show, you're going to go down as the president who had the opportunity to fix this country and chose not to. And you might say, oh, well, that doesn't really fucking matter. Well, you know what? It's going to matter because your kids are going to get blackballed in America. Okay. Your legacy is going to be ruined. The Trump name will be a fucking joke. And I know you care about those things.
Yeah.
And you should. And I truly believe that deep down, he still cares about America. Maybe I'm stupid for fucking thinking that. He needs to understand, and I stand by what I said on the last show, everybody who voted for him, everybody who stood for him, everybody who stood by him, you guys need to fucking put pressure on him.
Yeah.
Real talk. So, and it needs to be unrelenting pressure to do the things that he said he was going to do.
Yeah. So,
That hit hard, man.
yeah, dude.
That's exactly how I feel. Like, dude,
I'm trying to get. I don't know why this is doing this. Hold on a second. Let me get this. Hold on a second. Let me fix this. I don't know why it's doing this. Why I have this third screen in here. All right. Yeah. So, and that's where I'm at. And unfortunately, that's where I'm at. I've been a absolutist Trump supporter from day one. I voted for Trump. I
3 times.
I have Trump stickers on my truck. I got every Trump shirt I could buy. I mean, not that it makes me more of a patriot or something than the other thing, but I've always been like, no. I mean, I've literally, and I'm not an Alex Jones, so I haven't been like sued and everything I own damn near taken from me because that's the truth. If Alex Jones would not, if he wasn't a staunch Trump supporter, he would not have the problems that he has.
No, absolutely. No, they would have.
They would have let go.
Yeah,
but they got the gorilla hug on him, and so yeah, and this sucks. This really sucks. So a few things are happening right now. We got the commentators, including Bannon and people like you got. I don't like to talk shit, but I haven't really seen Jack Posobiec coming out, like pissed off about all this. All I've heard is him going with the Tyler Robinson is the shooter thing. That's all I've heard from him. But he's kind of like I know that a Real America's Voice is not like mainstream media; it's internet media, but it's still media.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have to follow a script. I don't know. I know Bannon doesn't generally follow a script; he kind of does whatever he wants. But I don't know about. I've kind of went to other sources for my media because of what I was seeing with them talking about Tyler Robinson was the shooter, and I'm like, okay, so Tyler Robinson's a shooter, but yet You're telling me that 30-06 hit Charlie in the neck and bounced off his fucking vertebrae. Yeah, that didn't happen. So, anyway, so there's that. Now, but my point is, General Flynn, and I covered it last night or a couple nights ago, I think, on the first. I did a little half-hour show bringing the new year, 40 minutes, whatever, and I covered it. And I read the letter, but the letter was I couldn't see the whole letter. Like when it came across, it was some of it was like blurry or whatever. So I read most of it, but the letter is from General Flynn to Donald Trump. And this is what he came on InfoWars and he talked about it. Let's roll this clip real quick.
I want to hear this. Trump needs to form a task force. And in that task force, and give them a timetable, and I mean a time crunch to have to operate within, and to take the biggest targets, the biggest actions that have
And by
occurred.
the way, he took your advice that you gave him at Mar-a-Lago in the last 4 years, and right when he was reelected, and he's giving you awards and thank you there, he put in Ed Martin and others, and then Todd Blanche came in and blocked it. So he's already done what you said, but I agree. We have to have not just a task force of the DOJ, we have to have like an hour a day. More important than foreign policy, anything, because if you don't take out the deep state, we're done. It's got to be central war room, focus, clarity, and that's why they're targeting you for destruction because they know.
And I think that task force, Alex, should be made up of a bunch of private entrepreneurs who really know what they're talking about and know what they're doing and know how to run, organizations and know how to.
I think Trump should bring Musk in, and he's already partially apologized and brought him back. I mean, I think Musk should be involved in that task force.
Absolutely. Now, whether or not Musk runs it, I don't know, but Trump needs to have a group of private entrepreneurs.
You need to run it.
Who come in and organize. And in the military, we would say we need to task organize for combat because we are in combat. We are in a war. So part of that task force, though, needs to have a DOJ element with prosecutorial powers, right, and authorities, so they can bring indictments. Maybe off of that task force, there is a grand jury that is sequestered. And you don't have to have the task force in Washington, D.C. You can have it in Florida. You can have it wherever the hell you want to have it. But you got to have this, and it's got to be a bunch of smart people that care deeply and have proven deeply about that they care about
the American people, right? So that I don't know why these clips get fucking cut. One word out. It's ridiculous. But anyway. That was a live cut from Alex. But anyway, my point is that's the option. That's an option to do. Hey, get somebody.
A man that got absolutely reamed.
He got it worse than anybody.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he got it bad. He lost his house. He lost everything. He lost everything because he was, and he was a 3-star general, and they just ripped him apart. And they made him take a deal that was because they were like, you either take the deal or we're going to take everything your kids got. Take everything from your kids. What are you going to do? Fuck it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So anyway, let's keep going. I have a few more of these. Let's listen to what these people are saying because I put these in a sequence like this so we're not just getting red pill or black pill, black pill, black pill. We're kind of getting a red pill, black pill, red pill, black pill because I don't want my audience to be like, God, do you have any good news? So I'm kind of mixed it up this time instead of just like bam, 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 and then come back and go, oh, by the way, they said that we're going to get cupcakes at the end of this. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So stand by.
Has anybody else started to reach their breaking point? Or a boiling point? This is starting to look like a country that I am no longer proud to have served. I've been working my entire adult life, and I have paid half or more than half back to the government in some way, shape, or form in taxes for the past 30 years. And if you don't believe me, look up everything that you have that is taxed. State income tax, federal income tax, property taxes, payroll taxes, Medicare taxes, Medicaid taxes, sales taxes. Everything is taxed. Everything. And we have a political apparatus where half of them say that if you don't keep us in power, we will steal from you so that we can import people that will. So shut up and go back to work. And another side of the aisle that is either in on it or is totally complete chicken shit and won't do anything about it and won't even try to actually represent the people that vote for them. Is anybody else getting to a point where we feel like we cannot vote our way out of this? Where does that leave us? Because nothing is going to happen about the fraud.
Right.
Nothing. All of the fraud that Elon Musk and Doge exposed, the Republican Congress put it on the back burner and refused to fucking vote on it. Turned around to the American voter that put them in power and extended one of these. It doesn't matter what we do. This situation is completely freaking unsustainable. Totally and completely unsustainable. It's a waste of time to vote, and it's a waste of energy to pay taxes so that we can give it to people that are going to steal from us. And then we can send it to other countries that hate us. And we can send it to people in the European Union that look down their nose at the American worker and say, good little bitch, go back to work. It's putting us in a helpless situation. And I don't think the people in Washington living in that bubble realize the anger that is fuming outside of the borders of that city. And I am not interested in watching another fucking theatrical congressional hearing where a couple of ballsy Republicans bitch out a fucking corrupt leftist and then nothing happens. Accountability and a fucking tax strike is what needs to happen.
Yeah, and so what ends up happening is, and I have to say this because if I don't, the fucking whoever's left at the FBI will be knocking on my fucking door. But like, we need to do something because what's going to end up happening in this is it's going to start a 1776 like you've never seen before, and we don't want that. We want to be peaceful. We really want to work this out. But listen, people, I mean,
It's like being in a vice right now.
yeah,
It really is. That's
yeah.
the easiest way to put it.
Everybody I talk to,
Everything is
everybody
just
is.
getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Like I had said before, we're the fucking frog in the boiling pot, and they just turn it up.
Just a
It's
little bit.
2026. Let's turn it up just a little. Give
Yeah.
them a little bit,
Yeah.
turn it up some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the man said, oh my, it
It's
hits
dead
hard.
on.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
dead on. And I literally had 30 clips like that, and I pulled two or three. I mean, because it's like, I mean, everybody's saying that, and these are just everyday people. That dude probably just got in his truck from work, and he's talking. I mean, he's not a podcast. You mean he's just another everyday dude. You mean,
Getting tired of it.
and we're tired of this bullshit. And Trump promised us something he's not providing. But yet he's got Netanyahu up at the White House talking about First Amendment rights. You know what I mean? So we're gonna keep going. We're not gonna get bogged down here because yeah. So this is an older clip. Now let's jump over here. Stand by.
We are being lied to. And not only are we being lied to, we're being exploited at the highest degree. And then on top of it, we're being replaced with the dollars that we work our fucking asses off to produce for our families. They are taking those dollars, they are bringing in people that fucking hate us, and then they are paying them to be here. And if that doesn't piss you the fuck off, dude, I don't know what will. Because I'm going to tell you this, dude, I've worked my fucking ass off for damn near 30 motherfucking years trying to create jobs and careers and build income and wealth and done all this shit. And these motherfuckers are opening up a daycare and getting 10 million fucking dollars. This is fucking insane, dude. And
with no kids.
If this isn't the breaking point for everybody to stand the fuck up and say enough, then our country is fucking doomed. Period. Okay? Donald Trump needs to feel all the fucking smoke over this. All of it. Okay. He needs to feel all of it over Israel. He needs to understand that he is violating the promises that he has made to the American people. Okay. I've always been a guy that has given that man tons and tons and tons of benefit of the doubt. But at this point in time, that shit is fucking over. And every single motherfucker that ever voted for him or stood with him needs to let him fucking know. He needs to let him hear it. Because, dude, I'm telling you right now, if he doesn't do something about this and he doesn't start arresting motherfuckers and he doesn't hold people accountable for the Epstein shit and for this shit and for all the fraud and all the raping that's been going on in the American taxpayer for fucking decades, he will go down, and not as the best president, he will go down literally as the man who had the opportunity to save this country and chose not to.
Chose not to. Yeah.
Well,
So
the thing with it, with what he said with the Epstein stuff, oh, I was like, dude, why are you against getting to the bottom of it? That blew my. I lost almost all faith in him with
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was rough. And I can tell you the back story on that. Think about it's almost bad to know some of the stuff that I know. Because it's one of those things where you're like, he's put people in his cabinet that, okay, what's his fucking name? Why is his name blanking on me right now? His financial guy, he has two of them. He has Bassett and he has his other one. What the fuck is his name? What the fuck is his name?
The guy with the beard.
Yeah, the guy with the beard. He was Epstein's neighbor. They shared 5 floors. I'll get it right now. Yeah,
See, I didn't
they
know
had
that.
two. They had these mansions next to each other. I don't have my chat on because if I had my chat on, we could just ask people. They would tell us. So let me see.
I know who you're talking about.
I got it here. It is right here. Whitcock. Steve Whitcock. That's what it is. Steve Whitcock. And now he was so Stephen Whitcock was neighbors to Epstein. And their buildings were like this. And there was like 5. Epstein's was 7 and Whitcock's was 5. And they were joining. Okay? I mean, say what you will about that. And it's so anyway. So one of the things that was just one piece. Now there's other parts of it. There's the part where all the people in the financial market, stock market, obviously vaccine, what's it called? The medical field, everything that runs our country, all of them. They're all part of Epstein's Island. They're all part of that. All those people have some part because what's the first thing that you do when you want to get something on somebody is you go to the top and you start getting blackmail on the people that are in control of the very things that you want to control. And he blackmailed them. He didn't blackmail them. The pussy or the little girls was only part of it. It was money laundering. But the way they got the money laundering was by enticing them with these little girls or little boys, depending on what they wanted. And so that was one of the big things that was going on. I did a deep dive in this because I wanted to know what the truth is, right? Not necessarily who, but why. And the why is because they get all these financial markets and all these different, the car industry, all these different people that control the world, and they blackmail them. Epstein would blackmail them and then have just enough on them to where all the way to Congress, Congress, hey, you're going to vote this way on it. Like, here's a good one for you. Mike, what the fuck's his name? The Speaker of the House, right?
Johnson.
Johnson. He's like, we're gonna go in there and we're gonna just knock him dead, right? And then he gets in there and he votes the other way because somebody comes up to him while he's in there, and they get in his ear and they say, by the way, I want to remind you about that little girl that that back in such and such a time, she was really 14. We have video of you fucking her, and she wasn't 22, she was 15, and your ass is grass. And we're gonna let everybody know, including your wife and your kids and your this and your that and your pastor. And so they're blackmailed. They can't do nothing, and that's the kind of things that they do. And I mean, look, I've talked to MTG said, and what was his name? He's no longer there anymore. From Florida. He's like, wait, and what the guy from Tennessee too, Tim Burchett. He's like, as soon as you get in there and you're moving your shit in, they're like, hey, we're having a gala on Tuesday night. We're just having a little get together for all the newbies. Come on down. And then they get them there and they get them drugged up and they get them this and they get them that. They find out what their vice is and that's how they do it. And then that's when APAC comes to you and goes, hey, we're going to give you $75 million to fucking for support because we want you to be able to support your next campaign or whatever, some bullshit. And once they get their hook in you, it's over. And that's what they do. And that's just the way it is. And I've
it's a nasty world, man.
There's some video, some of these we disconnected Netflix when they started doing the pedophilia thing, but there's these shows on Netflix, and they literally tell you, they're like these documentaries, and they tell you exactly how they operate in there. They did the same thing with the Comey files, or with the Comey thing, with that whole thing that was going on when Trump was getting in, when Hillary was supposed to win, but Comey was the director, and Hillary was supposed to win, and how they were all freaked out, and the plot to fucking take Trump down. They did a fucking Netflix series on it. I mean, it's just they just have to tell you the truth while they're doing it. It's crazy.
That in itself, man. That's what I said. When Comey, they had him.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
That's what
no,
it
they
said.
didn't.
No, they didn't.
They did not have him because anyway. All right. So yeah, we can just keep going on this, and maybe we can do some deep dives on. I have a lot of information about all this stuff, but and we can in the future. We'll do that, but it's crazy when you think about it, like how the government operates. And the regular everyday person, I was culture shock. I was fucking just completely. I was like, I can't. So Brent Boyd, he was like, hey, this is the told story back in 2019. He's like, hey, you need to watch this. And they're like, nah, I'm not into politics. No, you really need to fucking pay attention to what the fuck's going on here. I'm like, fuck that bullshit. Fuck, they're a bunch of corrupt politicians. Why do I care about that? He goes, give me a month. And I gave my word. And so I started watching for a month politics, and after about 10 days, I couldn't put it down because it wasn't like I was sucked in. It was like I couldn't believe what I was hearing and seeing, all the different corruption, all the different things, all these areas. And that was minor compared to what's going on now. Now it's like 10,000 times more than it was back then. And he was like, you got to know what's going on here. I tell her all the time, my wife, I'm like, you got to be up on what's going on, because if you don't, then you're going to get caught with your pants down. And when you get caught with your pants down, then you're like all those people that are dying right now. Because if I wouldn't have told you that I'm not getting any more vaccines because it's going to kill people in 5 years. There's going to be turbo cancer. It's going to be everywhere, and people are going to start dying. And you mark my words. And now people are dying. They got turbo cancer all over the place. We've buried 5, 6, 7 people in the last 2 years from turbo cancer, right? Healthy people that work out every day. Anyway, my point is, that's not my point. My point is, I was shocked to see this, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe it. I just was like, what in the fuck is going? How in the fuck is this even okay? It's like I was telling Jeannie, a friend of my family friend, I was like, this morning we were going to pick something up at the store, and I'm like, it seems like I went to sleep one night and I woke up in the Twilight Zone, and she's like, "What?" And I go, the Twilight Zone." She goes, "I know what the Twilight Zone is." It seems, and she just looked at me like dumb, like "Durr," and I'm like, "She don't know because she has no
Ignorance is
idea
bliss, man. It
because
truly
people
is.
don't know
Yeah.
because they don't see it, and if they could just." It's the Rowdy Piper fucking put the
Yes.
fucking put the
Yes.
fucking yeah. If you could just put the glasses on,
They live
just for
bro.
a second, you could see it,
They
but you
live.
can't see it because because people don't, and my wife don't want to know.
Oh, either does
She's
mine.
just like, just let me know when I need to get in the truck. Just tell me when I need to pack a bag. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And the best thing, with all that was, when my wife started doing homeschool.
Oh yeah, it's a good
Oh
job.
my God, bro. Because she was like listening.
Oh, when they were doing the homeschool, when they had everybody at home on the internet, when they passed out fucking notebooks for everybody to stay home. Yeah, California had a bad problem with that. I think it was 2 years or something like that. They were at home to homeschool for 2 years. Yeah. And
everything
and
online.
all the parents were seeing all this stuff, including the ideologies of transgender and
that was
gay
getting
and Antifa flags in the background of these fucking screensavers, just all that shit. And my son was in I don't know 6 or 7, whatever grade he was in. He's in 10th now, 11th now. I think he's 11th grade. My 17-year-old. So he was like, I see all kinds of weird shit. But he was raised right. He knows what's up, right? He's like, this is crazy. These people are fucking nuts. These people are crazy. Like the teacher has blue hair this week and had pink hair last week. And I'm like, yeah, well, he knows he's autistic. So he's super focused on what he wants to focus on. And I'm like, hey, I'll take you out of school and you can just finish your last year in about 6 months and you'll be out. And he's like, nope, I want to stay in school. I'm like, all right, dude, you stay in school, but you know where I'm at. He goes, no, I know, but I don't have to worry about him because he's aware.
Yeah.
He's watching right now, by the way. So, you better be doing your homework, boy. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, they're on
Throw
vacation.
throw the homework in the garbage. You don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean, this is what they're doing to us. So Nick Shirley goes to Minnesota. And
hop off of that.
hey, he goes to Minnesota, and I've seen a bunch. He goes to these campuses. He goes to all these a mall. He goes to all these different places. He'd been doing this a while, just asking questions.
He did that. No Kings.
He went to No Kings.
And I was like, and he's just asking people. People
Just
don't
ask
even know
questions.
why.
They don't even know why they're
they're
there. They're just there because they're being paid.
Yes.
They're paid. They're being paid.
I was like, oh my God, dude. You don't stand for nothing. You're just there because signs were given to you.
Listen, you could go when that was going on. You could go on Craigslist, LA, all these different places where they have these big No Kings productions, and there was I had like the ads. I was playing them on here of like $65 to $1,500 a day, depending on how much, how active you are. The more active you are, the more you get paid. Like if you start a fire, if you hit somebody in the head, if you get arrested, we'll get you out. Well, we got lawyers that'll get you out of jail. I have the whole article. It was crazy what they were doing. It's all paid propaganda. It's all of it is, and all of it always is. The Black Lives Matter, all that stuff was all paid propaganda. It's crazy.
That was That's
but
a
anyway,
whole
let's
nother
get back
rabbit
to
hole.
Nick Shirley. So he goes out to Minnesota to look at some Smalley daycare centers and finds zero. Matter of fact, he finds zero
What was
active
it?
ones.
The Lurie Center?
Luring Center.
Luring
yeah,
Center.
They
Not the
forgot
Learning Center, the Luring Center. What the?
And so he goes out there, and I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen this, but he goes out there. He does some great journalism,
Yeah,
you know, on the ground, the kind of stuff that Alex Jones used to do before they you know, that was one of their ideas is we'll bankrupt him so he can't do nothing. So he can't do that because he can't pay for extra security to go out there because they've cut him down to pennies. You know, that's what they do. They just figure
that
out
was ridiculous.
they just figure out how to get you and they get you. And anyway, so he goes out there and now he's done a media tour and he's talking about how he's got death threats. Major death threats, family, all this stuff. So
Nick Shirley,
yeah. So I got two. I'm gonna
shit with him.
I'm gonna probably play. We'll play. Put two. We're gonna play both these back to back. One of them's on Patrick Bet David, and then the other one's on Infowars. We'll just play both these back to back here. Stand by.
Have you gotten any threats, like actual death threats?
Yeah, well, in person and also.
Can you tell me about that? Like, are they messaging you saying we're going to get you? What are they saying to you?
Yeah, like they're saying, oh, like kirked. You're going to be kirked.
You're going to be kirked. That's what they're saying to you.
Yeah, like you're the next. You'll be the next Kirk. And it's just like, are you kidding me? It's not even like I hate what's happening right now. Like, I feel bad for my family, honestly, because it's like, yeah, like we didn't do anything wrong, and yet you guys are coming after me like I'm some sort of villain. Right, so I'm like, my little sister's getting phone calls. I'm like, why are you guys doing this?
Your little sister's getting phone calls.
Yeah, from like the news. I'm like, okay, don't talk to my family. I mean, some news in India, they doxed my home. They doxed my dad. They it was really weird. I haven't even told my dad about that because I just don't want to even bother him about it.
Well, Dad, you know now.
But like they put it, like it's just like, are you guys kidding me? Like, why are you guys coming after somebody for going against fraud? Like, I didn't make this a right or left issue. I just showed you guys that fraud was happening. And now you guys are coming after me. You're saying, I'll be the next Kirk. You're literally stopping at intersections and coming after me and trying to attack me. Like, why are you so evil? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you defending fraud? Do you like money being stolen? No. And what are you doing? You're a racist. No, I'm not a racist. I'm just telling you what the facts are. You guys are stealing money from the people that are working hard here inside the United States. I was literally talking to a black man, and then the Somali man comes out, and he's also black. So I can't understand what they're thinking, calling me a racist. I'm having a great conversation with a black man, and then another black man comes up, and he's Somali descent, and he comes and attacks me for being a racist. Like, no, I'm not a racist.
You can't let that affect
It's so
you
stupid.
anymore,
And that's why the fraud has been able to happen for so long, because people like Tim Walz are afraid to be called racist. And me and my generation, we're over it. Like, we don't care.
Oh, I love that.
Like, we do not care. Call us a racist. I do not care because I am not a racist. We're just seeing that prices of homes are so expensive. I don't even have a friend that can afford a home. People aren't getting married because of how expensive things are. And we're paying so much money in taxes. Most kids are, I'm lucky because I didn't go to college, but most kids are starting their life off behind the starting line. They're thousands of dollars in the debt. And so, yes, we're upset because you guys are stealing millions of dollars and getting rich. And then you're bragging about the white man working on TikTok. Who's actually the racist? You're the racist. You're the one saying the white man, you work, white woman, you work, white man. We're sick of it. Nobody cares. Like, stop committing fraud. If you're going to be here, be happy to be here and work hard like we're working hard. Whether you're black, Mexican, Asian, white, just go and work. And don't start playing this victim card and start trying to play political, make things political about money, for instance, or don't get mad at people for making money. Like, that's why America is the greatest country in the world, is because of capitalism. And we had 250 years to do it. All these other countries had thousands of years to do it, but they didn't do it. That's why we have to protect what's ours.
Great to uncover everything that Nick Shirley's uncovering in Minnesota, but what's going to happen with this? What is going to deter the Democrats and everybody else that is corrupt in our system from doing this in the future? Because we know this is happening in Minnesota. This is happening all over the United States, and nothing's being done about it. They uncover it. A couple people go to jail, maybe. And we still haven't seen that.
Like you said, in 2017, 2020, they already busted a bunch of them. And it's in Texas. It's in Ohio. It's in every state. It's not just the Somalis. They just, as a tribe, follow orders, so they're the worst. And people are finally getting it. The Democrats are using them as bagmen. I'm not defending the Somalis, but it goes right up the top of the Democratic Party. Same thing in Europe. Here's a clip of Nick Shirley talking about the death threats he's getting, which you know he is. And then all these creepy clips of leftists celebrating it, saying they can't wait till he dies. Well, let me give you a little news flash. Thousands of people alone have already hit Minnesota. They're hitting all the other cities. So good luck. You kill him, it only gets bigger. But it shows the terroristic instincts of these people. And then if Shirley gets killed, I'm sure we'll be told Trump did it or TPUSA did it. And there'll be some Fort Huachuca meeting where the witnesses were there when, Erica Kirk planned the killing of I'm serious, of Nick Shirley. Because the left's not doing it, even though they're calling for it. Here's the clips.
There's like bounties on me here in Minnesota. Lots of messages, death threats, obviously, on social media.
Nick Shirley received death threats, and someone offered a $1 million reward for his capture. After he exposed the alleged fraud involving billions of dollars, Minnesota became no longer safe for him. In her recent public statement, Shirley indicated that as the investigation progressed and the exposure expanded, she began to receive a large number of threatening messages, including threatening content aimed at others' personal safety. Regarding the so-called bounty claim, it has not yet been publicly confirmed by law enforcement agencies, but the dissemination of such remarks has already rapidly escalated the situation. As welfare and daycare subsidy frauds were continuously exposed, the long-term beneficiaries who had profited from it began to panic and become angry. Investigators in Minnesota received death threats and were warned with BOLO alerts. The incident escalated from a financial corruption issue to a serious conflict involving personal safety, reflecting the intense backlash after the systematic fraud was exposed.
Okay, this punk-ass little racist white dude in Minneapolis, Nick, whoever he is, TikTok. Y'all know what. You're doing well. Keep that dude.
So that guy likes 24 billion still in Minnesota and counting. He likes the country collapsing. He sits there with his evil Charlie Manson face, talking about this. This shows who these people are. And I remember General Flynn, like 8 months ago, saying there's bounties on Border Patrol, there's bounties on ICE. And then a month later, it came out there was, with 50 grand, including bounties on himself and me of millions. I'll leave it at that. But they're like, oh, no, we don't have bounties on you, even though they do, ramming their cars, shooting at them, shooting up their facilities. And then you look at that scumbag Antifa guy. I mean, he's just such a piece of filth.
Yeah, I mean, when you look, if there was a Republican that was committing this type of fraud, or this was happening under a Republican administration, like we have with Tim Walz, you and I wouldn't be defending this. We'd be calling out it for the corruption that it is. And
more so because it's a Republican.
100%. And this is the Achilles heel of the Republicans, for better or for worse. And I'm proud of the fact that we're willing to criticize our own. But the fact is, Democrats won't. Democrats will defend this, blue no matter who, doesn't matter what's taking place. They're going to say, hey, this is just all one big, information op. This is a lie. They're going to defend this corruption no matter what. We can't just sit back and say, hey, you know what? Let's put aside parties for just a moment and say that we're fellow Americans. The fact is we have a bunch of people that are stealing millions of dollars of tax dollars, billions, and just taking us for a ride. And we can't even, we have people on the other side of the aisle that won't even call out that. Like, if they won't call that out, what else won't they call out? Like, they're actually increasing the rhetoric against Nick Shirley, and they're not going to be happy until someone takes him out. And
I'll make a prediction. Unless he has the right security, if he keeps it up, they're going to kill him.
Yeah,
because they got a hard on overnight, even bigger than they had for Charlie. And here's the deal: I'm not trying to predict this. I'm just saying you can see it, the way he's inspired everybody. But I'm going to give him a news flash. They killed Nick Shirley, they just made their problem 10 times bigger.
Yeah, well, the problem that we have on that goes is it's just like what we saw with with Charlie Kirk. They're going to spin
Fort Huachuca killed him, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to spin that. It was actually a right-wing Republican that killed him. It was, this is just all one big. The Trump administration.
I'm sure Mitch, will be at the next meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, he walked right in on it. He saw President Trump himself directing that they killed Nick Shirley. That's what they're going to say. They're going to spin this around, and unfortunately, we have millions and millions of Americans that are going to fall for it. They're going to believe it. They're going to parrot it, and they're going to say it's true. And
but as negative as that is, Mr. Belton, isn't it positive they have to move to the pure threat mode now?
Yeah, I mean, look, they are threatened. There's no doubt about it, and they're going to have to do something extreme to get the spotlight off of them.
If you ask Grok.
Yeah, so tells you everything you need to know right there. You know what I mean? And so this is how it goes. You go out there. Look, listen, Owen Schroyer, remember him from InfoWars. Yeah. So he would go out to college campuses or wherever, or to the mall or, Congress, wherever. And he would just be like, ask questions. And they would call him, all the names, all the different things, all the stuff, spit in his face, do all the stuff, take his mic, all the stuff that they do to him. And he just laughed and, and then he was having an effect, right? A real effect. Like people were like that. It was, viral clips, all this stuff. And he was really exposing the left-wing radical, it's not liberal. I guess they're calling it left-wing, whatever. He's exposing them for what they really are, which is psychopaths.
Oh yeah.
And because
their number one thing to go to is violence.
Yeah, and so because they couldn't do nothing to him, the courts got involved. And he went to DC and
threw his ass in jail.
And they threw his ass in jail a bunch of times for bullshit, misdemeanors. Ended up in prison. And then they said that he was in the all the different things that they done to him, including saying that he went in the building at J6 and he didn't. He was on the step telling everybody, go back, don't come in.
I watched it.
Yeah. And they said that he was, inciting violence and all that stuff. They said he didn't work for InfoWars. He'd been there for like 6 or 8 years at the time. Just all the things that they do. And they say it. They don't let you rebuttal it. Anything you say, you're, name it, racist, homophobe, whatever it is, whatever the terminology is. This kid right here is like the new Owen Schroyer, like kind of, the new Charlie Kirk, all that he's doing really is he's just going out there and he's saying, hey, what do you think about whatever
And
it
that's
is?
what he did with the No Kings rally.
And because he's making an impact, the next thing that's going to happen to him is they're going to either kill him or they're going to arrest him for something, and they're going to get him caught up in the system. And the kid, you
can tell he's not about it. You know what I mean?
He got a bunch of money. Yeah. You know what I mean? I bet you he's like me. You know what I mean? Barely making ends meet, doing his thing, but he's out there doing it. He probably has some sponsors. He probably has a show. I don't know that much about him, but this is what they do. If they can't get you to shut up, they shut you up by any means that they want or can, and they do it through the courts or whatever. Look what thousands and thousands of people they've done this to. But the liberals, look at the left wing though. Yeah. Nobody ever gets arrested. What's his name? Destiny, Brian, whatever. Oh, God. Like he literally goes on the mic and says that that you should kill him, this blah 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 blah, and nothing ever happens to him.
I know.
But as soon as that's why I said that statement. No, we don't. We want to be peaceful here. We want a peaceful. We want to protest peacefully because it's different. It's it's a two-party system. We do something wrong, we get the book thrown at us. Yeah. When they do something wrong, Republicans don't do nothing about it.
And
that's the problem.
The thing. They're spineless. That's why I when people say, "Oh, you're a Republican," no, I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
Conservative.
I'm not.
I'm conservative.
I'm a conservative because Republicans are and they've been spineless My whole life.
Yeah,
My
forever.
whole life.
I mean, and there's the other thing. There's this party that's going to probably come up in the next years. The problem with the party changing the party to like America First Party or whatever, the problem with that is the vote. There's not enough vote, and with all the corruption, and we're going to get to this corruption thing. Maybe they can fix it, because if they can fix the voting, which that's like saying you're going to get rid of flies, but I mean, if they can get it curbed, and then we could have a different party, maybe. But there's no way to win any election in the America First Party.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
and
possible.
that's why when Trump took over, because he did take over the Republican Party.
Yeah.
I mean, he did.
And he
He
looks
came
really
in-
bad right now.
Yeah,
He looks
oh,
super bad.
yeah.
MAGA's dead.
Yeah.
I would be willing to bet that MAGA is over.
Yeah.
Because of what they've done to it.
Well, that's like we were saying at the beginning. It's fractured.
Yeah.
Everybody's at each other's throats. It's like, dude, are we for this? Are we trying to get this place better?
Right.
Or what the fuck is going on? Because it's absolutely, I mean, everybody is at each other's throats.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that with what I know, what little bit, let's see. I mean, I knew minor things when I was growing up because my brothers used to say stuff like, don't trust the government, the man, all that kind of stuff. The hippies.
It's my grandfather, man.
The
He was
hippies,
like,
yeah. But what I
question
know,
authority. Always question authority.
What I've learned, because I went from 0 to 100%, like overnight. Oh, I mean, literally, my
And how
wife
could
used to
you
get
not?
so fucking mad at me because, like, any time, because like Alex Jones says this all the time. I live, eat, and shit this, and I do. It's all I do. I mean, no matter what I'm doing, if my earpiece is in, I'm listening to something, getting some information because information's key. And so, I think
You won't be a victim if you know.
All right. Well, there's that. The other part of it is what happens when the lights go out. I mean, think about it. Just think about that one little thing. Like, that's a big thing. But let's say the lights go out.
Yeah.
We've seen the internet go out for 48 hours, and what happened?
Yeah.
Like, people were freaking out.
Oh, absolutely.
When the internet was down, when the Verizon, and they do these test things too all the time. They'll shut it off, and there won't be no internet for a day and a half, or the phones don't work. You can only text or whatever. You know what I mean? To see what happens. They do these test things all the time. They do it. I mean, at least once a year they've been doing this. But my point is, like, you got this Nick Shirley dude doing this thing, and they're talking about killing him. You got Owen Schroyer over here had to stop going out because they've put him in prison, done all this stuff, sued him. I mean, he's got lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. I mean, you can, and once they get you in the system. Remember when we used to do drugs and once the connection got busted, you didn't go back there no more because you know that you was going to get told on by him probably. Same kind of thing. Once they get them and there's nothing you can do. And for all of you that don't know what that means, you don't want to know what that is. But, my previous life, I turned 24 years clean on the 1st. Really proud of that, actually. And before that, I was a fuckhead. Okay. I was a hoodlum. I was a drug. Yeah. I was all that stuff. So I'm really proud of that 24 years.
You should be.
Yeah. But,
That's an accomplishment.
I think that, what was my point? My point is what they do to people that have a voice. So,
And the louder you have it, the harder they're going to come
so
down
I
on you.
started this when I originally started this. I was like, I want to do something kind of like a Joe Rogan thing, right? So just a conversation, with having a conversation thing. So I named it The Conversation with John D, right? And then right away I was like, I don't really like that thing. So we're going to change it to Inspector Webb. I didn't want it to be John Webb because the doxing and stuff. And, and then I was like, it's not going to fucking matter because people know who you are anyway. I mean,
yeah.
So then we went to John Webb's Inspector Webb, John Webb. And, and I just was like, fuck it. I mean, what are they going to do? They can't kill me. Well, they can, but I'm not big enough for that. But my point is, you got to get out there and do something. But I think I lost my original point. So,
I just feel bad for this kid.
Oh, fuck. Hey, they're going to kill him, dude.
Oh. And I hate to say that, dude. I don't wish that on nobody.
Listen, there's so much corruption.
Yeah.
And
he uncovered a shitload, man.
All the money. They got all the money.
They were talking. After he did his expose, they had, I forget what news.
CNN.
Was it about the lady who was seeing guys take money for years, suitcases full of cash? She was yeah, dude. It blew me away. Years, millions, just to flying them out of here, flying out of Minnesota.
Oh, what? Flying who out?
Millions of dollars of cash. And she was a law enforcement.
For what?
They were the two gentlemen that had Somali papers, whatever the hell they got. They would go through the airport thing. They'd open up the cases. There'd be millions of dollars in cash, and they'd get on a plane and take that shit to Somali.
Oh, just
every week.
Oh, no shit.
And she was a law enforcement.
Wow, I didn't see that. I'll have to look that up.
I was like, yeah, dude. And she's some old lady, older lady, not old, but she's in her 60s, telling it. I was like, wow. And it all started because this guy had the pair of balls to just say fuck it and tell the truth.
Oh,
it's amazing.
He broke it.
Oh,
he broke it.
Yeah,
he broke it.
He broke everything.
Yeah.
Right now. That's why
it was already there.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't. It was like we knew.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
Yeah. But now it's like right here.
How's Candace say? We don't know, but we know, but we don't. Yeah. But we don't know or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going here. Charlie Kirk's summary. What we're doing? Let me see. Where's the other one? I got a couple. I'll keep them together. That one. This is gonna be great. You're gonna love this. This is just my personality at its best. All right, so does everybody know that Erica Kirk revealed that she's pregnant? Did you know that?
No.
Erica Kirk reveals pregnant. Erica Kirk reveals pregnant belly in shimmery dress at America Fest. Did you know that? Did you know Erica Kirk was pregnant? No. Alex Jones has something to say about it.
Uh-oh. Come on, Alex. Let's hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now being reported by the mainstream corporate media that Erica Kirk is pregnant and that she's been hiding this fact. And the word is, according to a source I had that was in North Dakota at a military base, he just walked in the secure skiff. There was 15 colonels and all those other people from TPUSA. They were having a big meeting about how Candace Owens is really a man. And that's why there's such a fight between him and Erica Kirk, is because 5 months ago, before Charlie got killed, Candace, also known as Big Mike Jr., got Erica Kirk pregnant. And Charlie found out about it. And that's why the two of them got together and conspired at the fort in North Dakota and also at Fort Huachuca to assassinate Charlie to cover this up. But now the two are in a major fight with each other. And again, if you question me, you're trying to cover up the fact that obviously Charlie was killed and there was accessories. You're hiding the investigation. You cannot question this. My source is named Mitch Bumbleberry, and you just can't question him. But we're going to put a Gibson go up for him. You're raising a few $100,000 just right now. So I'll put the article up from mainstream media saying she's pregnant. So off that piece of information, you must connect the dots now and say that Candace Owens is a man Big Mike Jr. out of College for Arms, one in the pants, and had a secret relationship with Erica Kirk, and that it is Charles Owens. That's his real name. Charles P. Owens. Charles Peabody Owens is the real name, and that Candace Owens is really a man. Okay? So there it is. Do not question me or you work for Israel. Do not question me or you're a Mossad operative. You understand that? Good. No, actually, this is called satire, folks. But that's how this works. I can just make up whatever I want, right? Couldn't I? They are saying, ooh, she's got a baby bump. Ooh, she's pregnant. Ooh, who baby is it? She's got splaining to do. The corporate media, like she's done something wrong. She did, as if she didn't already have 2 babies with Charlie. By the way, she did have that glow going on. I even said when I saw her on TV, I said, I've seen her before. She always looked great, but goddamn, she's glowing. That woman's glowing. People are like, she should be mourning more. Why is she glowing? Got that pregnant glow going on. So congratulations, Erica Kirk. And we're sorry you've gone through all this. And TPUSA is stronger than ever. And just God bless you all. And I think it's totally fine that Big Mike Jr. is living a double life. Okay, I'm joking around. Joking around about that. Can't help it. Sorry.
Yes, of course. I just had to. You know, you got to lighten it up. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is interesting, though, when you think about it from the other side of that. You know, Charlie gets killed, but he has his legacy lives on. You know, with another baby. You know, but they're going to say that it's somebody else's. Of course they are. But but that's great. I mean, that is the perfect segue for the Kirk family to have her pregnant with another baby from Charlie. I mean when you think about it from a what's the word I'm looking for? From the family,
it's legacy, man.
Yeah,
It's living on. That's an amazing thing.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
There's a word I was thinking about. It was
my wife was watching. I mean, I had seen Charlie Kirk before it.
Yeah, I wasn't really into him.
I wasn't really into the dude. But my wife, man, watched the show. That's what got her to do homeschooling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's smart. And it's interesting because I was not a big Charlie Kirk fan. I watched him a little bit, but my thing was because he was such a Israel shield thing going on. I'm America first. I don't give a fuck about any other country at all. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Like I just don't. And it's not because I'm a whatever, whatever label you want to put on me. I have American flag in front of my house, and that's my deal. I'm America first. I'm America all the way, period. I don't give a shit. We don't need to be sending money to all these other foreign countries. We send more money to foreign countries than we spend on our own soil. It's just horrible. Anyway, so that's good. The third entity, though, so I was thinking about, it's perfect for the third entity, which is you got the relationship, the kids, or the marriage, the wife and husband, the kids, and then the third entity is the three, if all of it together, the relationship. I think that's great for that. I mean, it really is. I mean,
it's got to be hell for her going through all that.
Well,
right now.
and whether or not there's so much, dude. The internet's just cooking with bullshit all the time, especially Twitter or X, because it looks really, really, really bad. It does. It looks bad. There's all these things, and what was that? Oh, you go at the fair, the mirror, the room of the mirror, the mirror,
the House of Mirrors.
House of Mirrors. It's like a House of Mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
They can fucking. I mean, you watch one thing and you're set on it. It's like this, and then you watch something else, and you're like, oh no, there's another one here and there. I mean, it just spins you because you can never. And it's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to think that she is what they say she is. I mean, it is kind of odd though that the guy that she was dating before Charlie is now in TPUSA. So it is kind of weird. There's some weird shit going on, but it's not my business. If she wants to, she can fuck whoever the fuck she wants.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
And that's the thing.
I don't
mean,
care.
I just.
But when you're a public figure, man,
Yeah.
they tear you up, dude. Every
Yeah.
little thing.
And she's it right now.
She is.
And like I said, I wish her the best because that's terrible how her husband went out. But
yeah, it's fucking so bad. I mean, it's just
when I saw that, dude, I was like, I didn't need to see that.
I could have done without.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
so we got we're gonna do the Charlie Kirk case summary.
Okay.
And then we're gonna back it up with 8 stages of grief. Okay.
Yeah.
And the video that we just played is satire for those of you that think that Candace
Big
Owens
Mike.
is
Big Mike too?
Big Mike Jr. Okay, it's not. It's satire. Okay, it's just having a little bit of fun on January 2nd, 2026. Man, can you believe it?
So a woman's husband gets killed on a college campus with cameras all over the place on live television by a kid who's never shot somebody before, using a gun that's older than my great-grandfather with a magic bullet that should have tore his neck off, but the Superman bones stopped the bullet. And that same husband who sent out 2 messages the day before on text saying they're going to kill me had a meeting with a bunch of super rich donors who didn't like the direction he was going, where they had a foreign diplomat that made him an offer that he couldn't refuse of like $150 million that he did refuse. And then he was asked, what happens to your company if something happens to you? And that same husband who said that women should stay at home and raise babies said that this wife, who's not a suspect, by the way, and has never acted sus at all, the same wife that was the beneficiary of the $50 million life insurance policy and inherited the company, the one that sold the T-shirts of the replica T-shirts of the one he was shot in and made like $100 million the week after he died, built a replica also of the crime scene for people to come and look at. Not to mention an eyewitness came forward and said that the wife had a secret meeting where plans could be discussed to get rid of the troublesome husband. The husband who seems to be going off script in a similar fashion to a president that ended up the same way with the same magic bullet. And she uses a phone that is not in evidence because it's an open and shut case that to prove it. And a picture of the kids with we've all seen. This really isn't making sense.
Today we continue our psychological ethnographic study of conservative white evangelicals by examining the 8 stages of grief as demonstrated by Erica Kirk, a recently widowed conservative white evangelical. Now, in any grieving process, the first stage is always forgiveness. Now, don't worry about any of the details. We don't need to do any work to reach this stage. We don't need to think about what it will mean for us, our family, for the forgiven and their family. We just proclaim the words. I forgive him. Second, and these two can happen fairly simultaneously, the blaming of the firstborn. This shifts the blame off of God, off of the person forgiven, and onto an innocent family member. But the firstborn, being the oldest, can handle that guilt.
He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget.
And an extra bonus, that little girl is going to grow up to be very careful with money. Following stage 2, we have glee. This is the stage where you begin to recognize all of the opportunities that have opened to you since the loss of your loved one.
We are so blessed to have more work than we even could ever dream of. I mean, it's beautiful.
Now, all of that dopamine and serotonin or whatever it is that you get from glee leads inevitably to stage 4, lust. This is the stage where you start groping all of your late husband's friends. Stage 5 is press tour, also known as intimidation of enemies. This is the stage where you seek out media attention in order to make it known that you may be widowed, but you are not defenseless. This is the I am widow, hear me roar stage.
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
This experience prepares you for stage 6, sequence. Now, Erica Kirk is clearly very high profile, so in addition to sequence, she also gets pyrotechnics at this stage. Now, stage 7 of every grieving process is political campaigns. You can campaign for your loved one's friends or for your current or future potential lovers. Or if they're the same person, great.
We are going to get my husband's friend, J.D. Vance, elected for 48 in the most resounding way possible.
And finally, the 8th, final, most powerful stage, stage 8, acceptance of the grift.
Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same gift.
So there you have it, the 7 stages of grief for conservative white evangelicals. So let me know in the comments if you plan to incorporate any of these stages into your future grieving processes.
You gotta just love it. I mean, the internet has everything. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
So, just a little satire for you in at the midpoint of the show because yeah, I mean, think about it. I mean, those are great stages, though. I mean, if you think about it. When you when you take the satire away and just look at it for what it really is, you're like, I want that. Wow, interesting. I mean, I forgive you, day 3. I mean, I don't know. I am not forgiving somebody that just shot my husband or my wife. Hopefully, it's not my husband, but yeah. So
yeah, no,
it's crazy
shit. That I don't know, and that's.
The internet, the best way I can put it is the internet has all angles for you. You never have, you'll always have something to do if you're on the internet because you'll get every fucking angle, always, every angle,
whether you want it or not.
Whether you want it or not.
Yeah. No,
all right. So we got we're gonna. So I'm gonna cover this again because I think it's important. One of the things that we've come across in our investigative work with this open source investigations that we do, all of us patriots, and some people that we thought were patriots and found out that they weren't, and so they stabbed us in the back, but then we got rid of them, but it was too late, so we lost the case or the court or the indictments or whatever it was, because that's what happens. We'll have oh yeah, I'm America first, and then they bomb the case, and then you end up not getting. That's what happened with Pam Bondi with what's his name, FBI and Comey and Letitia. So those things are kind of like, because if they had a solid case or they had done it right, it wouldn't have had that problem. But we had that problem because they made up something. Again, the Democrats made something up, made it their new law, and so that way, this person wasn't legitimate enough, even though it was the lawyer was put in by Trump, who has all authority over all of the justice system. That she was not brought in or assigned to the case right, or so, that's what they said.
Yeah.
That's why that case flopped. But anyway, so the Dominion systems, and this is a tongue twister for those of you that don't know. The Dominion systems ran through Venezuela, and backstory, in 2024, the reason why we won 2024 by overwhelming numbers, one, everybody voted, even Democrats voted for Trump, but because the Dominion system that was running the Venezuela counting, because that's what they do. The numbers go to Venezuela. For those of you who don't know, when you put your vote in the booth, it doesn't. It goes to Venezuela to get counted and then comes back. We found this out in 2020, but of course we were conspiracy theorists, right, or whatever. So now they have this thing. It's true. We're conspiracy theorists, but now we know that Venezuela was running it, and the reason why we won this last in 2024, which to no avail has anything really happened to fix anything that we voted for, because we covered that earlier on in the show about how people are pissed off because nothing's happening. But my point is, they blew up, they dismantled the voting hub. Well, I don't know what it's called. It's a hub, or wherever they were there
Data.
to
All
do
the
the
data.
adjustments
Yeah.
to the numbers, because that's what they do. They change the numbers to fit the however many votes they needed, and they blew that up. They literally went in and took it out. Whoever, I don't know if it was special forces or whoever, they went in on the day of the vote. They went in and took that plant out, took that whole thing out, so that way they couldn't adjust the numbers. That's why we won. That's what Patrick Burns has told us in about 3 different, maybe 3 or 4 different interviews, including admitting that he's been CIA undercover for many years. And he finally came out and said that he was CIA. For whatever reason, this just happened. So I have this stuff about Venezuela, but I have a shocker too here, and this is going to shock some people. But let's do Trump going after the fraud first. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, perfect. We're going to do these 2, and then we'll come back, and then we're going to talk about who is being paid by Chevron. Stand by.
Trump is dropping major election fraud information.
Yeah.
And Mike Lindell heard, I heard it too. What have you heard? I heard early mid-January, I broke a month before he said it, they're about to release some big stuff.
Yeah, I shouldn't comment on timing, but I'm confident that Trump gets the joke. Trump is no longer, he's the man we've always wanted him to be. He's taking action. He finally has got lost. He's been exasperated with what's happened, and he's becoming the Trump of the television show. And you know what? It's goddamn welcome in my mind.
Well, we have these clips coming up at the end of the show next hour where he's now releasing the depositions with the election fraud experts proving it all. Remote access, fraud, all of it.
See, those are guys I've been working with for 5 years. That Clay Farik is a 27-year Air Force veteran doing penetration testing, 7 of them at the EAC. So he knows this stuff inside and out. He did it, and another former Green Beret, Ben Cotton. I mean, they've had an NSA guys like Jim Penrose. We've had the best guys in the country, and the government has now had its own people come in to even take the work much further. Well, they have this completely decoded. It's just shocking what you're going to see in the video.
That's what Trump said a week ago. He said, we have truckloads, we have the whole proof, we're releasing it soon.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to talk elections, that's one of the 3 stories I'm here to talk about with you today. If you want, we could just play that election clip I just sent.
No, well, let's start at the beginning. You brought this in, the 3 stories.
But he's become aware. I'm so happy to report I wouldn't be saying this. I wouldn't be getting you down if I couldn't also say, I've got pretty good authorities in multiple places that the fog has lifted. Any remaining doubts about who's who and what's what?
Let's stop there. I'm going to stop. I'm going to put this the first interview because I see the same thing. I'm not going to get into details, but let's just say, well, the bad guys already know this, but I'm literally giving the White House advice, and I see almost all of it put into speeches and action. They're really listening to us right now. The vice president's listening very, very closely. I'll stop right there. But they have finally got it. Elaborate. Start over. You're saying in your own words, fog is lifted. Go ahead.
I've been in a situation where you're in command of something. There are people within your team that's like a team within the team. There's a team within your team, and you're not getting the straight story, or you're getting multiple stories, and there's multiple people you trust giving you conflicting stories. And it is really hard to sort out. They're gaslighting, and it can be quite foggy to work your way through. But my understanding is Trump has reached the point where there's no more mystery for him. He understands the gravity. He understands what has happened. He understands.
And he knows who's told him the truth over and over and over again.
He knows, I feel this all could have been done by February 1st or February 15th, 14th, Valentine's Day. But it took there was a lot of bureaucracy. And Trump ordered the right things. He signed the right things all along. The bureaucracy fights him. The deep state, he signed it took like April till they interviewed the key whistleblowers. There's over a dozen. And a lot of feds involved this year. But it took and Trump signed the right thing to start a special task force. The deep state by June, July, not a person had been moved, not a dollar has been shifted.
Well, Todd Blanche sits on the task
Todd
force.
Blanche.
He blocks it.
That's how they do it. They fight from within so his orders don't get implemented. He's like moving through a swamp. It's like wading through a swamp up to your chest. You really can't run. You can't sprint.
Yeah, that's what happened in Syria.
Yeah. So I know that's kind of hard to follow. Oh, wrong one. Hold on a second. Let me get the screen right here. I know that he's hard to follow, but what he's saying is Trump. I mean, I get that everybody's saying that there's a lot of this stuff going, and you're probably going to say right after I say this, well, I thought you just said that Trump wasn't doing nothing. I think that Trump is doing a lot of things around all these different things all the time. And the voting thing is number one, really.
It needs to be.
For the future of United States of America, the voting needs to be top number one thing that has to happen. And what they're saying is they're getting it handled, but they're wading through the swamp. It's like being in quicksand. It's like you can't make you can't get every time you try to do something, you get knocked back, get sucked back in. And so they're talking about by February, which is next month, that major things are going to happen with this Dominion system, the Venezuela. So recap, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. The Venezuela thing that everybody's like, oh, why are we in a war with Venezuela and all that stuff? When we bomb those boats, it's not about the drugs. It's about keeping them at bay because they are the ones that stole the 2020 election, the 2016 election, all these elections have been stolen through Venezuela for years. And so what they're doing is they're letting them know, no, you're not bringing drugs into our country. But on top of that, we got your number. We're not going to let you bring anything in here. We're not going to let you do anything. That's why all those boats were getting blown up while that was happening. And they're using it as using the term, you're killing millions of Americans with fentanyl or whatever they're bringing over here. And that's just cause and effect. That's just a reason why they're doing it. But the real reason is that any move that they make to come to the United States, they're taking them out. And like I said, with that voting substation, whatever it was, I don't know what he called it something when he was doing it. But the reason why they blew that up, got rid of that, was so that our vote wouldn't have got stolen at that time. So this dude's been dead on. Everything he says over time has come true. He was in 2020, him and what's her name? Sydney. What's her name? Sydney.
The lawyer?
Yeah, the lawyer.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They snuck into the White House. Obviously, they got into the White House, but they snuck into where Trump was at to tell him about what to do, and Trump didn't take their advice. Because if they would have took their advice, if Trump would have took their advice, he would have been able to get all that stuff overturned. But he didn't. He listened to all the people that he listens to that are the wrong people to listen to. That's what he's talking about. They're wading through the swamp, and now Trump sees that he was right, and now he's taking action toward this Venezuela thing and this Dominion system.
Yeah, well, I saw it last week. They were showing videos of the deposition of all the people saying how much.
Yeah.
Like, we all knew that.
Yeah, we knew.
That's
We knew
great.
that.
I don't want to hear about what went wrong. Let's get some people in jail, man. There's got to be some accountability.
Yep. So this is going to be accountability on the level of voting, but there's another piece to this. You know who Laura Loomer is?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you know who Grinnell is, Rick Grinnell?
Yep.
Okay. So this is a shocker. This is going to be a little shocking for those of you that think that Miss Israel is all that in a bag of chips when you hear this. So stand by.
Let's talk about Venezuela paying money into lobbying firms that are connected to the White House. And from your research, who's who here, this is a big deal.
It's a big deal, and there's good news and there's bad news. And well, I should say bad news and good news. This is story one is another in our episode of Know Your Venezuelan Mafiosis. You cool with that? Did people like
do it? Get the floor going.
Okay. There's a new one to talk about today. His name's Raul Gordon. He's the financier of the Cartel del Solis. Okay.
We have HD shots up. Let's pull this up, guys.
Yep. Put his video up. Follow along, please. The first, not video, the first photo, please. Now the portrait photo of him.
Right here. Just overhead shot, guys. I'll make it easy. I got an order for him.
Yeah, the headshot. There we go. That's Raul Gordon. He's an absolute monster. He's like the kind of guy out of Scarface who saw his men saw people up with chainsaws type of stuff. He's the financier to the cartel. I've actually known two people who've been with him in the room as he ordered multiple people being whacked. He has built over his lifetime in Venezuela a massive, photo 2 please, network of companies. And
we'll have to do it here.
Okay. A network of companies that I won't go into, except they're set up for money laundering. So he's got real estate companies in the United States and construction companies. So he can have cash go into the real estate companies, pay his construction companies, get legalized and back into the banking system. Everything's really set up to launder money. He's like that. What's that TV show? Ozarks or something. You ever see that show about the money?
I haven't watched it. I heard about it.
It's a hell of a good. It's like Breaking Bad, only with hillbillies. So one of those companies, let's go to an important one. Go to the next photo, please. Is the next photo? Oh, you got this one.
We'll do it old-fashioned wise. Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it old-fashioned wise. That seems to be more reliable. Is Globovision, which is basically the CNN of Venezuela. Have you heard of this yet?
Yes,
Globovision? I have. It's one of the networks, and it's one of the nodes in this network. Globovision. If we turn to the next slide, Globovision hired Ballard Partners for $300,000. So I told you I've got some bad news and some good news. Hired Ballard Partners for $300,000, ostensibly let me tell you first how this guy works.
I see the name Susie Wiles right there.
Susie Wiles. However, the good news is she turned out to hold firm. The bad news is he found another way in, which I'll be telling you. Stay tuned. So here's how he bribes you. You want to know how he blackmails people? I know the guy, so I'm going to drop a big secret that's way illegal, and I don't care. The CIA so I don't mean to be pugnacious with the CIA, but I'm not ever supposed to say that. He's a CIA asset. He's a CIA asset. And the important thing to know is he became so in the Brennan Obama years. He's been a CIA asset for Brennan and Obama.
And we even had 6 months ago, Maduro say, I was told to do this by Biden. We were told to flood you. We're working for your FBI.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he said, we'll show you the paperwork. So his recruiter, the guy who recruited him into the agency, told me how he bribes people and blackmails them. And he hires you to do $1 million job. He says, get a crypto wallet, and he sends you 10 million. And he says, just keep it. And he doesn't care. It's cartel cash. He's got infinite cash. But if you accept that, he owns you. He tried to do that to Susie Wiles.
I've had the same thing when I had the CIA come to me a few times, which reported to the FBI. They're like, here's a $3 million check. Here's $8 million. Just keep it. Just take the check.
Yeah, then they own you. They own you. That my understanding. Well, we have the paperwork, and this is public record. She was on the filing with taking the Ballard Partners, and one also has to bring up that Pam Bondi worked at Ballard Partners until February of this year. However, the good news is, my understanding is, when they tried to do that to her, she refused it. She stood tall. She stood tall. On the other hand, and I'm not so. On the other hand, they found some other way in because
Mike Pence
and Raul, and as far as I know, I actually know the name. One of them. Susie was clean. That's important to know. One of them is a name I'm not supposed to let his name leave my lips until later.
But he's at the DOJ.
No, it's not him. He's another one. You can't, another name. I don't even think I think I may have used it like a year ago with you. And then I was warned Don't ever use that name again. But we've located 20 spies. We, this team I call Alphabet Gary, Zorro, and myself as the financier and sort of Sancho Panza to them. Have you had Gary on?
No, we need to have him. Come back and have him on with you. But the point is, you have the public filings.
Yeah.
Susie Wald's lobbying firm, I understand, and Pam Bondi.
So it's Rick Grinnell. Rick Grinnell.
Oh, you just said it.
Yeah, Rick Grinnell. But no, he's not the main event. The main event is someone else. But Rick Grinnell has been carrying water for them. And Pam Bondi, I hope they should at the very least have, I'm nobody's priest. They should at the very least have disclosed to Trump that they had been paid lobbyists for this cartel financier. And presumably, if somebody did not disclose that and took money, we would agree up front that is inappropriate. We don't need to. That's not going to be
the treason word.
Yeah. Okay. However, the good news is Susie Wallace stood tall against it and refused it. But somehow, I don't know how. I'm not saying he got any money. I'm not alleging anything like that. All I can tell you is Rick Grinnell is one of the guys who's been fighting to carry, and Laura Loomer is being paid by Chevron. And she said that to somebody very dear to me. Tried to recruit somebody very dear to me. Laura Loomer is being paid, and Chevron is Venezuela. Are you aware that
Laura Loomer just came out of a clear blue sky and said that she told me to go after Candace Owens, which wasn't even she was
what?
It's a whole other story. It was just like she was on as a guest like 5 weeks ago, and she's like sending me stuff about Tucker being Qatari and all this. So I call her up and I go, I don't think that's true, but I said, blah blah blah, and then as soon as the Candace Owens thing happened, she goes, I told Alex to do this, knowing that it would immediately say that it was like Mossad or something. So she literally, in my view, whether it was publicity or what, came to the aid of their cover up.
Yeah, she was paid by Chevron. She tried to recruit somebody I know.
Really?
And Chevron, just so you know, if you look up the headquarters of Chevron, the legal holding company is a certain address in Amsterdam, Netherlands. It's the
well, listen, I had no idea.
We
haven't really talked to you, got on live here, except, saying hi and stuff. You told me a little bit. Okay. I had no idea we were bringing up Laura Loomer. Did you even know Laura Loomer is like in the middle of all my business right now?
No.
Like literally at the perfect moment I'm trying to expose stuff, like just swoops in with this big thing. I mean,
she's paid by Chevron. She tried to recruit somebody I know. So let's move on.
What do you think of that? What do you think of that one? Now this thing, I don't know. I mean,
I never trusted her though. There's something about her.
Well, she's just all Israel first, but
yeah,
But the thing about it is, Rick Grinnell was part of the administration in 2020 or 2016, 2017, whatever. And I always thought that he's the gay guy. Yeah. And I always thought that he was pretty solid. Come to find out, he's carrying water for the Venezuelans. And then Laura Loomer is apparently paid by Chevron as well. So that is bigger news than, like you'd think that it would be everywhere, but it's not. And it's weird because we have all this infighting all the time with the Republican Party. This person's bad, that person's bad, this all the time. There's all this shit going on all the time. And I'm like, hey, how about we do you're good at clipping videos, you clip the videos and you get them on the internet, and you're good at talking to people about this or that. You do that. Just instead of all the infighting constantly, because that's what they do. They just they're cat fighting everywhere all the time. And if that's true, I don't know. Well, I do know that Laura is really close to the administration, and she just got a what's it called? A gate pass or whatever, a pass to get into. I'm pretty sure DOD.
Wow.
Because I'm pretty sure Laura Loomer just got. She's like a what's it called? Reporter for liaison for DOD, I think.
That's great. Yeah, they're always something isn't set right with her.
What's it called? Liaison?
Yeah.
How do you spell that? Hold on.
That I don't.
Liaison for DOD. See what we get. I'm sure it's not. Oh yeah, Pentagon. Laura Loomer is now credentialed to cover the Pentagon. The Pentagon.
That's
and
crazy.
she's taking money from
Chevron.
Crazy. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Chevron's leaving California.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same Chevron, is it?
No.
So yeah, so that's just breaking news right there for those of you that need to know. Now, we're fucking running so late. In a hurry. Yeah, I just want to make sure. Okay, because we got fucking. We're gonna get it in. We're gonna see if we can't get some stuff handled here tonight. Now, we're gonna cover the California fraud.
Jeez.
That's the one. That's the one. There's two of them. Which one's? What's that say? The one right there, 6A.
This one?
Yeah. Nope. Up. Right there.
California fraud makes Minnesota look like small fries.
Yeah, let's roll that.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah. California is the gatekeeper for the fraud.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, and Gavin Newsom thinks he's going to be president. He's on as he's doing his political run for president. He started early. I think there's only one person running for office ever that could get away with starting 3 years early, and that would be President Trump. So anyway, he was on a media tour to make his name look good, but he just fucking buried himself because they kept talking about the Palisades. He burnt that place up.
Yeah.
I mean, so let's roll this, and then we got some more stuff to go here. Want to see if we can't, how much of it we can't get done. So stand by.
Molly fraud scheme uncovered in Minnesota was bad? It was, but the fraud uncovered in California, massive, multiple times bigger. You ready for this? We're talking $285 billion of fraud, and that's just the misuse of COVID-19 funds. I've got your basics. The California state auditor, yes, we have one, just released a report last week that basically says Governor Newsom has plummeted our beautiful state into financial ruin. Now, we all knew this, and amidst calls upon calls for an audit and some accountability, it's now been confirmed and comes with receipts. Don't forget, Gavin Newsom took office in 2019 when California was enjoying upwards of a $30 billion surplus in the budget. And today, 5 short years later, a deficit of $18 billion. The state auditor was so horrified by the financial condition of the state with the largest economy in the US and also 4th largest in the world, he had to assign the rare high-risk designation to these agencies, the Department of Social Services, for miscalculating the CalFresh benefits program so disastrously, it will now cost California $2.5 billion just to maintain. The audit called the miscalculation overpayment fraud. The report goes on to discuss 7 existing high-risk state agencies and statewide issues, including the Employment Development Department, state mismanagement of federal COVID-19 funds, states' financial reporting and accountability, info security, the Department of Technology and of Healthcare Services, and of course, water infrastructure and availability. You think? So the EDD's busted for improper and fraudulent payments. Department of Finance is supposed to be the governor's fiscal policy advisor. They work just for the governor, so this is all their territory here. All of their reports were outrageously late, and then there was that whole COVID-19 funding fraud mess. California got $285 billion and only granted $37 billion, or 13%. This office then performed 11 audits to figure out where and how the money was spent. They then had to make 85 recommendations. Department of Healthcare Services blew $4 billion in questionable Medi-Cal payments. And in a state that's home to Silicon Valley, Department of Technology is high risk due to info security being, well, really insecure. And water. Surprise, surprise, the Department of Water Resources and the Governor's Office of Emergency Services failed epically. No water, 0 maintenance, and 49 dams rated as posing extremely high hazards. Wondering where the homelessness ranks? Well, the auditor writes, hey, California, I lit you up on this in last year's report, and also we're still waiting for you to provide that data on where that $26 billion went. Meanwhile, homelessness continues to explode statewide. And your bonus tidbit. Newsom gives insane pensions to his buddies, so liberally and outrageously that California pension system is $1 trillion short. So congratulations, Newsom. You destroyed California in record time. And while you pop off in front of the camera about what a great job you're doing, the numbers don't lie. That's your thing.
Yeah, so we have another one for California, but that right there is pretty interesting, and that's a yearly report. But But what do you know about that? That's not even the same one, is it?
No.
It's some of it, but it's not all
Some of it, yeah.
It is
No,
some
that's
of it.
crazy.
Yeah. So we'll cover that next. But California is a money laundering capital of the United States, if you don't know. And it's the biggest state, and it's got the highest deficits. And so, just for those of you that don't know about California, is it beautiful? It is. It's a beautiful state, especially if you get out of the cities, but you go into the cities, there's homeless everywhere, people sleeping on the sidewalks and all that stuff. But when you go out to the outskirts, it's beautiful. The countryside, the hills, all this stuff. It's really nice. But you're going to pay, it's the tax only, just the tax on fuel is $2.14 on top of whatever the rate for oil is, $2 or whatever it is, 185 or whatever. So we're literally still paying close to $4 a gallon and
Thinking we're getting a deal.
Thinking you're getting a deal because it was $6 at the peak last year. At one point, it was like almost $7. And they're talking about we're getting such a good deal. But, think about it. It's supposed to be for roads and this and that. Our roads are all fucked up. I mean, it's pretty bad. So anyway, California, it's a place to go is on vacation, not to stay. Let's roll this.
That's the 70 billion.
See, California, 70 billion in taxpayer funds have been lost. Let's roll this one.
California Congressman Kevin Kiley, he is sounding the alarm in his home state, saying under Governor Gavin Newsom's leadership, it has become the, quote, fraud capital of America.
And we have team coverage. Our national correspondent, Alana Austin, is on Capitol Hill with more on the investigations into Tim Walz. But we start with correspondent Heather Myers, who has more on what is going on in California. A rainy day out there on the West Coast. Heather, what can you tell us?
Well, good afternoon to you, Katrina and Andrew. This latest report was issued by the state auditor, and that's a nonpartisan position. That state auditor now puts 8 state agencies on the high-risk list of agencies to watch out for things like fraud and mismanagement as well as waste. Here's a look at that 92-page report. Newly added to the high-risk list is California's food stamp program. If the state doesn't get the improper payments under control, it could cost an extra $2.5 billion. Also on there is the Department of Finance, which was tasked with giving out COVID relief funds. Critics say $32 billion of that was taken by fraudsters. Then there are infrastructure issues like California's deteriorating dams and also the high-speed train that's already cost taxpayers $18 billion without a single section of track complete. Other reports cite $24 billion spent on the homeless issue that critics claim the state lost track of. More recently, there's a report that says California cell phone users paid a surcharge for years to upgrade the state's 911 system. Here's Congressman Kevin Kiley talking about what happened to that plan.
That after spending $650 million on that system, the state is totally scrapping it and starting over, completely wasted the money because the technology doesn't work. Mind you, we are very close to Silicon Valley in Sacramento, and yet the government can't figure out how to make basic technology perform.
It's crazy. It's crazy, 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 man. This is what we're dealing with here in California. But, no problem, right?
Just get more money out of the working man.
Minor setback. It's just billions and trillions of dollars. You know what I mean? But that's the way it is in California.
Trying to get the money out of the rock, man.
Yeah. So before we get into that, are there any 1776 fans out there? Just want to know if there's any Lord of the Rings 1776 fans out there before I play this clip, because this is one of my favorite clips of Tucker Carlson.
I can't stand the globalists. The goblins hate 1776. George Soros, the Saruman of Middle-earth, has a gay son.
You're late.
A wizard is never late. Tucker Baggins. He arrives precisely when his globalist research is concluded.
Ha 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 ha. There are markings, Jones Dolph. Looks like some globalist BS, but I can't read it.
The language is that of the Bilderberg Group, which I will not utter here.
Bilderberg?
In the common tongue, it says, you will own nothing and be happy. Your country will be flooded with rapists from Mordor. We hate Jesus. And we're going to cut off your son's Johnson. It blows. But long story short, these demons hate everything about us because we're such great guys. We don't know who has the other seeing stones, you stupid son of a bitch.
The hour is later than you think. The 9 have left Minas Morgul. Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, and others are riding to the Shire as we speak.
Go fuck yourself.
They will cancel the ring bearer and have him demonetized on YouTube.
Tucker!
(1776) 2.0 is over, friend.
We're not friends, and your son is a faggot.
Give us Tucker Carlson Baggins.
If you want him, then maybe come claim him.
I need an out pouch.
I'm still relevant.
America First, 1776. America First, 1776. America First, 1776. America First, 1776. America First, 1776.
Not to be rude, but I'm still waiting on that nicotine pouch.
Listen, bro, we did what Jones Dolph told us to. We brought the ring to Elon Rond, and now we can go back to talking about chimps and jujitsu.
Maybe you're right. Chimps are strong and fun to talk about.
So fucking strong, dude. So fucking strong.
That's great.
His strength returns.
Elon Ron, I have a personal question for you. Just friend to a friend, leader to a leader. Are you on the spectrum?
You know, I very well could be.
Well, might I then suggest that we fucking use it?
That's the fucking internet, dude, or something, huh?
Awesome.
Gotta love it, dude.
Yeah,
the internet
you
is
do.
fucking great. I mean,
There's something for everyone, man.
There's something for everybody. I mean, it's just something else. So, yeah, I want to cover this this thing with Roger Stone real quick before we cover the Matt Bracken stuff, which is pretty interesting. That and what happened with at I don't know, were they in the White House or something today? After Israel's cybersecurity head called for repealing the First Amendment. Anybody aware of that? We're gonna get to that, but let's do this. I want to do this thing with Roger Stone, because remember, we're all worried right now. We're figuring out how we're gonna get the message out to Trump that he needs to take action right away. And this is what Roger Stone had to say about it. And whether you like Roger Stone or not, I mean, he does have the president's ear pretty good, and he is, one of the top political
for decades.
I mean, he goes all the way back to
Nixon.
Yeah. So, I mean, but he really is smart. I mean, he really does know what he's talking about. And some people are like, "Oh, Roger Stone," but you know what? Listen, I take the information from wherever it comes from,
Absolutely.
and I use it for not only for the commentary, but also for the knowledge. That knowledge is key, especially when right now we have all this stuff going on. There's
And
just
he's got
so
a
much.
lot of it, dude.
Yeah, and he
I
does.
don't care if you don't like him or not, man.
Yeah.
The guy's been, like I said, since Nixon.
Yeah.
He's a young man.
See what he's got to say. Stand by.
What do we do to win the midterms in closing?
Let's stop fighting with each other and focus on the radical left because they still want to destroy this country. We don't have the luxury of fighting with each other. These people are very determined. And if we should manage to lose the House, which I will not concede, this enormous scandal in Minnesota that is going to spill over to Ohio and virtually every state is exactly the kind of new development that can pop up at any time. So those who want to concede 2026 don't understand politics and don't understand that literally in our politics today, a week is a lifetime. The Democrats will be on the run by election day. Also, Trump has laid the fundamentals through his tax cuts, through his regulatory cuts, through his trade policies, the American economy. Once we get the interest rate cut from the politicized Federal Reserve Board, once we have a new chairman and we get a non-political decision based on the rate of inflation and the rate of unemployment, which would merit a much deeper cut in interest rates than they have given us so far, this economy is really going to cook. And that's the best possible backdrop.
And by the way, you're never a hopium guy. You told me 2 months before the 2020 election, Trump's going to win, but not by a big enough margin. They're going to steal it. Don't tell anybody. And you're right. You're saying we win 2016 because of the fourth turning if we just stay on course.
Yes, I believe we will win. I believe the economic backdrop for that election is going to be extremely strong. And this new scandal is really going to rock America because it's not just, these child care centers. It's not just transportation. You're going to find billions have been stolen, as Elon Musk warned us from the American
what's
taxpayers.
Beautiful is thousands of reporters everywhere, all over the country. It's incredible.
So, yeah. So he's saying that we're going to win the midterms. And one of the things that gets me is Roger Stone, like in 2020, he said, we're going to lose the midterms, but don't talk about it because we don't want people to not show up to vote, but we're going to lose the midterms. And then he said that, he's just plugged in so good. And I think that his hope is, or his idea is that all the stuff that Trump's done in the last 12 months for the financial markets and all these different things is going to start showing up in the midterm run. You know what I mean? Because there is a lot of things that Trump has done with, financial markets and food costs, all that stuff. Yeah, great. And, we're like over here going, fuck, we want arrest. You mean? And I totally understand that. And I'm 100% on board with that because, I mean, if they burn us down, having a good economy don't matter, And so my hope is that we get this turned around. And I think that if what the vibe is right now, that we're going to start seeing arrests and start seeing indictments and different things like that. I think that if that could happen, then yeah, I don't see us losing the midterms. But
my fear is Trump's not on the ticket.
Right.
When Trump's not on the ticket, people just don't show up.
Right. That's true.
It's the truth.
Well, Susie Wiles,
every time it happens and Trump's not there,
yeah,
everybody stays home.
Right.
Or a majority of them stay home.
Right. Especially on midterm.
Yeah. And we can't afford to lose the House.
Right.
Because once we do, you talk about a swamp. It's going to consume him. His second part of his second term is going to be absolute. You know how many times they're going to try to impeach him?
Yeah.
They already have the papers written out.
Yeah. And you heard what they're talking about coming after everybody.
Oh yeah,
they're going to put everybody in jail.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean,
yeah, it's all or nothing, man.
Yeah,
and everybody better start realizing that because that's the fear.
I agree. No, I missed that. Let me see. Let's get into this Matt Bracken. I almost want to do the Israel one first and then come back on Matt Bracken, but we'll go ahead and do it like I have it set up here. We're going to do this Netanyahu one first because I think I want to get this. I need something to bring me back from.
Yeah.
So because
Yeah.
Netanyahu, I can't stand even the look of him. So stand by. By the way, this is after Israel's cyber security head called for repealing the First Amendment. Netanyahu. So that's what my heading is.
You are representatives of the Christian Zionists who made Jewish Zionism possible. It's hard for me to conceive the emergence of the Jewish state, the re-emergence of the Jewish state, without the support of Christian Zionists in the United States, also in Britain, but the main thrust was in the United States in the 19th century. So Christian Zionism facilitated the rise and success of Jewish Zionism. And it's been an enormous partnership since then. I've known some of you. Mike, how long have we known? Since we were teenagers, something like that? A long time.
46 years.
46 years, since we were a little more than teenagers. But I can say that we have no better friends, and I mean that sincerely. You have stood by us through thick and thin, and now we're challenged by new challenges, but equally with new opportunities. We've fought, as you know, a seven-front war, and we've come out in many ways victorious. But there's an eighth front, and that's the front for the hearts and minds of people, especially young people in the West, and for me, especially in the United States, and for me, especially on the conservative wing of the United States. And I think it's not just Israel's battle. I think it's our common Judeo-Christian civilization.
And it goes into the woke right. So let's stop there. Everybody knows, I'm not apologizing. It's clear. I don't have a hard on for Israel. If any foreign government was saying we need to censor get rid of the First Amendment, I'd be all over it. We have the EU pressuring, the UK pressuring, all of this. This is outrageous to have any foreign power doing this, and the Israel lobbies are pushing for this.
Crazy. So yeah, it goes on to talk about the Reich. You know, like you said that one time. You know, you're basically talking about the right wing racist. You know, because they don't like Netanyahu or whatever. You mean bullshit, but
people in Israel don't like Netanyahu.
Right.
That's the thing people need to understand.
Yeah.
That dude has had more corruption charges against him.
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand. Maybe I will never understand.
Yeah,
the connection that they have.
I don't know what that. I mean, you know, there's the theory. I don't know enough about theory because remember, I stay in the America First camp. I don't veer off there much at all because I mean, I just don't. But it seems like, and you know, you listen to some of these people, commentators, whatever you want to call them, show hosts, whatever, and they're always talking about how Trump is being either bamboozled or he's you know, under the thumb of Netanyahu or you know, all these different things. But I haven't seen what I have seen is Trump does tend to lean more towards Israel and all these areas of Israel, like, you know, bombing Iran and all this stuff. And they're talking about bombing Iran right now. If how do you put it? If they attack any of our allies or whatever, that they'll go out, the America, you know, the US will get involved or something like that, whatever it was. Matt Bracken covers it, I think, kind of in this next clip, but like there's something going on there that I don't understand. I just don't understand enough about it. play this Matt Bracken clip. Hold on. What's up here? Stand by. Matt Bracken's going to talk to us about. I can't see it. We'll just play it. I can't see it.
About the Nord Stream.
Is this about the Nord Stream?
Yeah, this one. Yep.
So we are edging towards a real kinetic war, and the ocean is the easiest place
Let's
to
be
do
clear,
it.
we're already in a kinetic war. When does it become public that we're in World War IV?
Well, the Nord Stream pipeline, people will say, maybe say, was one of the first shots of this, because we absolutely did that. Blaming that on Ukrainian scuba divers on a chartered sailboat, that's a big joke. We destroyed the Nord Stream pipeline. Biden said, we're going to take it out. We have these things that are like the size of a small torpedo.
They did report a bunch of helicopters hovering around above it.
Right, and those helicopters flew from Poland. We were doing this thing, an exercise called Baltic Operations, which we do like every other year. So it's a cover for having all these ships in the Baltic. Oh, well, we want to work with our new allies, the Swedes and the Finns and the Danes. And we just happen to have all these ships with all of these assets on board, pretending we're doing mine clearing exercises. Well, one of the main mine clearing tools they have is it dropped out of a Navy Seahawk helicopter. It's like lowered into the water. And then you have these little torpedoes on fiber optic cables that have cameras, sonar, lights. They've already mapped the thing. So it's dead easy to just lay this device. What it's made for is to find an enemy mine that is not like this World War I thing with prongs sticking out. It's a mine that may even be embedded in the mud, right? It's left for a long time that can be activated to, like, say, go off when it hears an American destroyer. It can be put in like different modes so that it can be completely inert. And then when things get hostile, you can activate it and it'll go off when your enemy ship goes by. So we have very sophisticated methods using these helicopters, the Seahawks, like a Black Hawk, but it's gray off a Navy ship, that dips this thing in the water. Then it goes running off with a fiber optic and finds the mine. And then this thing that's like a quarter-sized torpedo lays next to the mine to explode it. Okay. Well, I think
just like the tanks they have that like fire out the plastic explosive cables into minefields and it blows up.
Right, but well, this is just like a little torpedo.
No, I understand. But you've seen the old things with it. The armored vehicles shoot out the big cables, and it's all plastic explosive.
But they don't even need. This is much more precise.
No, it's just I understand it's the end of the torpedo.
Right, but this torpedo slowly finds the mine because it's got sonar in case it's in the mud and a camera with bright lights.
Lays down on it and blows it up.
Lays down on it and blows it up. So it's much easier to find this pipeline that's up above the mud. Right, it's like there's a big pipeline. So you just put the thing next to it, okay? And then it can just sit there for as long as you want. And it will trigger when an aircraft goes over and has a coded, ultra low frequency, barely almost.
Sure, and you could even have the helicopter pilots as part of a larger drill think they're practicing blowing up mines and they don't even know they just laid a bomb.
Well, you would have SEALs on board this thing with them because you want to make sure when you're in Poland, when you're refueling in Poland, because you're not doing this off of a destroyer, okay? Part of the Baltops exercise is we got ships here and ships there, and guys are on Liberty in Denmark. But meanwhile, a couple of Seahawks, when they're near Poland, fly off to Poland and are in a Polish hangar awaiting the time when they're going to zip out, put these little torpedoes, anti-mining torpedoes, on the pipeline, right? Then back to Poland. Next week, back on the ship. It's all hush-hush. Yes, you have SEALs involved because you're telling the pilot, you talk about this, you're a dead man. That you're going to be signing every kind of non-disclosure agreement forever, that you were never on this operation. And your next assignment is in Adak, Alaska, with no phone, because this is like top secret. But guys that are read into these programs are like, cool, a real world operation. Hush, hush. This is Tom Cruise. This is so cool, right? I'm doing something real. But there are people that know what happened, and I'm like 95% sure it's not Mobil's diving salvage unit out of Pensacola.
Hey, I believe you. That's incredible. So you just gave us the most likely way it was blown up. We certainly know Biden's lying when he says Putin did it.
Right. But anyway, because we're running out of time, we started doing this. We're going to be seeing like 95% of all communications now are on fiber optic cables running across the seafloor. They run into New York City or Miami. You know, they come together and there's these big trunks, and there are these secret buildings or semi-secret buildings that are the data centers where all the fiber optic is to all of the internet around the country. That we're going to start seeing them get blown up because that's real easy to do too. And you don't even need a Russian submarine. You could do it from a sport fishing boat coming out of Miami or New York.
I was hoping you had some of that.
That crazy? That's fucking wild. So anyway, I wanted to get that in there because it's important that we understand what the moves are. And they're talking about this thing with Venezuela, and they're talking about this thing with Iran. And every time Netanyahu shows up, and and then next thing you know, we're sending our stuff over to do their dirty work, which doesn't make sense to me. I never did understand what that whole thing is about. I mean, I just don't even understand. I don't know. But what he's talking about is how the technology can blow up these, just put it there and leave it there until you're ready to blow it up. And I thought that they must have repaired the Nord Stream 2 already or something, because didn't they blow it up, or what was the one that they blew up?
Yeah, that's Nord Stream.
It was,
Yeah.
right? So they
And
must
that-
have
it was-
repaired it.
And you knew we did it because the way that old man, Biden, smirked.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, bro.
He's like, well, we
you are
have
not a
ways of
game
handling
player.
this stuff. You mean?
Yeah, you're not a poker player. Your face is,
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah, look at it. The same gay ass smile he had when he said he blew it up. Same damn thing.
So we'll be keeping our eye on this so we can see what's going on. Little bit of show notes. I'll be doing a show tomorrow night. I'm gonna get I'm gonna pull some stuff there's some things going on with the Charlie Kirk saga that I think I want to bring in. I have a list of stuff that I'm gonna do. We covered the Venezuela thing. Something big is supposed to happen around this Venezuela thing by February. So I hope that it does happen. And I kind of want to know what you think. Okay, so a couple things. So first of all, Patrick Burns, the one that was talking about Venezuela. So what I know is in the last couple months, 2 or 3 months, they've been sending him over to talk to Alex, to have him bring out all these different things about this. Alex is kind of like, from what I can get, from what I'm gathering, is he's like the information output. They use Alex Jones to put the stuff out. People talk about, Alex is CIA, or he's this, or he's that, or all this stuff. They've always done that.
Yep.
But
he's an asset.
But I think that because 50 million people watch his show, in a couple of days. You know what I mean? It's reaching a lot of people, and everybody watches him. Other countries, the White House, all these different, the Pentagon, all these people, they all watch his show to get information. And what Patrick Burns was talking about was, I'm not supposed to talk about that yet. So that tells me that they sent him there to talk about this stuff, but only certain things can be released until other things can be released, right? And then he literally came out maybe a week or two ago, and he goes, I've been lying to you guys. I am a CIA asset, and I'm allowed to tell you this now. But for years he was like, I'm not, you know what I mean? But so he is a CIA asset for what? However, I don't know how the workings of the CIA handle. I don't know how any of that works. I was never military or whatever. But when he gives out this information, it's good information. But I'm trying to figure out why he would say, do the name drop with like Laura Loomer and Rick Grinnell, unless they're trying to stop something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that.
Do you
Yeah.
think that's why
Oh
they're
yeah.
they're
Well, I mean that's big news, man. Laura
No.
Loomer, she's in what? Department of
Pentagon.
Defense?
Pentagon? Yeah.
That's some serious shit right there.
Yeah. And how did she get in there if she's an asset for Venezuela
Yeah.
or Chevron
No,
or
that's
getting paid by?
that's scary, dude.
Yeah.
No, that's straight to the top. And if it's going one way, who's to say it wouldn't go the other?
Exactly. So I'm concerned about that whole thing. That's why I've played it a few times, because I think that it's just important information. Because it's the internet. I mean, you don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
You don't know who's plugged into this. You don't know who you get that that follows the stream or goes through, because everything's about data mining information. You know what I mean? And so I mean, I'm a small. My show is small compared to Alex or whoever. I have reach a smaller number of people, and it will get bigger, I'm sure. If I just got to keep plugging away,
Yeah.
and but that kind of information is somebody probably needs to hear it. I don't know who, but
I need it too.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's always been something about her
Oh yeah.
that I
Laura, yeah.
don't
Laura Loomer.
trust.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's close to Trump.
Yeah.
She's rubbing elbows with him.
Yeah. And
You
I
know
don't
what I
know
mean?
what I don't know what. Well, now we know this, but I don't know what like she tried to get a job in the cabinet, and he didn't give her a job in the cabinet. But then once they started letting all those reporters in, like the non-media, the
new media.
the new media.
This is new
Yeah,
media.
this is the new media, and
Absolutely.
and then you get this information. So I don't know if it was to say, hey, she's being paid by Venezuela or Chevron, so you need to be watching what you say to her. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I hope he's still playing 4D chess with a lot of these guys.
Well,
I really do.
I hope that he's got some. I mean, I don't follow the QAnon thing or whatever,
me
the
neither.
4D chess,
Yeah,
whatever.
but
I just hope
he's
that
always
he's
a
got
couple
his
steps
game-
ahead of
yeah,
people.
Yeah.
And I hope that he's got something ahead of her, because, like I said, there's just something that's not.
Yeah.
And she's definitely Israel first.
Yeah. And there's another thing. So I've been doing this since 2021. I started in 2020, but 2021, I really started getting going where I was doing a show pretty regularly. And at some points, I was doing a show every day and different things like that. And I didn't grow some of these people that are on the internet, they showed up on the scene and they blew up. And so what I know about that is some people, they're getting paid by somebody, and they're getting boosted by somebody, and
They're
they
saying
go
the right stuff about the right people.
Yeah, and I don't know how that works. Like, I was listening to Valhalla, and he was talking about how he's got this chick that does his moderation, right? So that means that she must push his content to moderate him. I guess moderating is that. I don't know a lot about this, so I'm just trying to figure out. I need a moderator. That's what I need. I need a moderator, somebody that pushes my content constantly. And I've talked to a few people, and I've even had some meetings with some people that were supposed to come in and help me. But every time they they talk about helping me, but then they don't. And it's like, I don't know how the whole thing works, because again, some people showed up on the scene same time as me, and you know they've blown up on YouTube and everything, all that stuff, and I haven't. So I don't know if it's because I'm not being paid by the right people or paid by any people. You know what I mean? So, I'm just going to keep plugging along. You know what I mean? So anyway, So I guess we should wrap it up. We're almost, yeah, we've been going for a while. Want to say thank you for
Yeah,
coming today.
it's been awesome, man.
Tonight it's been great. I want to say to my audience, thank you for being here. Please take this information, moderate it for me. You know, cut it up, put it out on the internet. All I ask is that you tag me in it. You know, so people can find the channel. I really do appreciate the help. I'm a one-man operation here. I do all this by myself. And
you
I'd
do.
really appreciate it if people would help me any way they can. And, you know, we'll just keep showing up. We'll just keep giving our best to the information. That's all we can do. So God bless everybody.
God bless.
Happy fucking New Year.
Yeah.
And we will see you tomorrow night. Good night.